You're watching the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff. As the calendar reaches October, Irish faithful have reason to welcome the change of seasons, and not just for the fall color. With their victory over Purdue last week, Notre Dame equaled the win total for all of last season, and with a second half that drew rays. So as Stanford rolls into Notre Dame Stadium, if the Irish can continue to click, next week's polls could signal Notre Dame's return to college football's elite. And the Irish filing down the tunnel for their match today with the Stanford Cardinal at Stanford against Notre Dame. And of course the sellout crowd for the 203rd consecutive time. The alumni band has come in too to join the regular band. So a lot of musical firepower here today as the players continue to file down the steps to the tunnel as they touch that symbolic play like a champion today. And there are the masked bands, the Notre Dame band and the alumni band, as the players gather in that tunnel awaiting their cue from Coach Charlie Weiss. And here come the Irish. So the Irish have taken the field, and we'll be back to the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff in just 30 seconds.
The Funk managed the game as well as he ever has as Notre Dame quarterback. But you know who really played well to allow him to do that, I think, Tom, was the offensive line for Notre Dame. Much maligned a year ago. They played superbly, particularly in the second half. Watch the protection and the throwing lanes they give to J.Clausen. I mean, lots of room, picking up all the stunts. And then Sam Young, he blocks two guys here. This is a fourth down play. A little chip block there, allowed to get a touchdown pass off on 4th and 7. This is another fourth down play. Turkovich and Olsen on the left side, allowing Clausen to keep the chains moving. And now on the right side, and then watch number 9. He's a freshman. Rudolph blocked two different guys in the running lane for Armando Allen. You know, Tom, I've said it many times, if you don't have 1,000-yard blockers, you're not going to have 1,000-yard runners. But that was a real big game for the Irish offensive line.
Yeah, everything seemed to work in that second half. Stanford comes in today with a 3-2 record. In fact, looking to win 3 in a row if they can pull out the victory today. And Jim Harbaugh is their coach. Remember him from his days as the Michigan quarterback, a long NFL career. And Pat, he's brought a new mentality to the Stanford team.
Yeah, they're on the West Coast, but they look like a Big Ten team at times. They like to run the football, and you know why? Toby Gerhardt's the guy. This guy is a 232 pounds. You see how he bounces off? Guy, really, really strong upper body, big legs, although light in his feet. Pretty versatile guy. And if they're going to win this game, they're going to keep feeding Toby Gerhardt the football. But on defense, they've got a pretty good player as well in Pat Maynor. This is a defense that has 15 sacks in just 4 games. Pat Maynor has 4 of those. He's going to have to play well. But you're right, Jim Harbaugh has really kind of changed the culture and the nature of this team. Much more physical and tough-minded.
And right now, Harbaugh is standing by with Alex Flanagan. Alex?
Well, Coach, as you come into this game, describe what type of personality you would like your team to have on the field today.
Wanted to play fast, wanted to play physical, wanted to play a week smarter than we did last week, and our team's ready to go. Feel comfortable and confident.
I just saw you firing up your quarterback, Tavita Pritchard. What'd you say to him?
Just tell him to let it rip, champ. He plays big in these kind of games.
Key to this game.
Well, it's going to be physical. You know, physical toughness, play smart. A lot of keys to the game. Special teams, I think, is going to be a heck of a matchup. So. Great venue, great place to play. We're ready to go.
All right, Coach, thank you. Tom, back up to you guys.
All right, so Jim Harbaugh is ready to go, and the Irish players getting the students fired up. They're ready to go as well. The Stanford Cardinal, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. You've been watching the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff, and we'll be right back after these messages from your local NBC station.
Monday. May we suggest a little NBC?
I'm open to that.
First, it's this guy, Chuck.
Oh, you're looking at him, sister.
Not shaken, just nerd. Then, Heroes.
You have the key to unlocking this entire mystery.
I do?
Plus, a special Monday episode of Life.
Are you supposed to be looking for a killer? That's what I'm doing.
We're cooking up the perfect night.
Football. Well, their special team, dramatic improvement from a year ago. Both coverage teams, punt and kickoff, especially good this season. Number 37, Mike Anello, leading the way. 10 tackles already on kickoff and punts.
Ryan Burkhart will kick it off. That's Howell, the deep man for Stanford. And Burkhart has it teed up. There's a little new look from the Irish as they get out into their kickoff formation, and Burkhart gets the game underway. Delano Howell from about the 6-yard line. Hit once and slowed down, and then they put the finish on him at about the 26-yard line. As we take a look at our Adidas starting lineups for the Stanford Cardinal, with Tavita Pritchard coming off a 222 pass in game against Washington last week. Gerhardt sort of typifies that blue-collar mentality of the new Stanford under Coach Jim Harbaugh. And Alex Fletcher, the center, starting his 38th consecutive game. Burke McBride getting a start at left guard in place of Chase Beeler, who has an ankle problem today. Anthony Kimball starts actually in the backfield, and Pritchard from the shotgun fakes to Kimball, has a man wide open. Austin Gunter, the tight end. He takes it to the 40-yard line. A big gain on first down of 14 yards. And a first, David Bruton made the tackle. You see the Notre Dame starting lineups defensively with Pat Kuntz coming off the big game against Purdue. Brian Smith, 2 fumble recoveries. One of them he took in for a touchdown. And in the secondary, David Bruton, one of the best in the nation. He's already forced 3 turnovers this season.
Yeah, down inside the 6-yard line, those 3 turnovers coming.
Pritchard. Off target, intended for Howell, who had gone in motion. And the pass is incomplete. He had Howell open for a short gain, but the pass off target for Tavita Pritchard, who is the senior from Tacoma, Washington.
And what the coach is saying to us this week, Jim Harbaugh and the offensive coordinator David Shaw saying about Tavita Pritchard, plays the best in big games. First start last year against USC, led them to a win over the #1 ranked Trojans. Has played well this season, particularly the last 2 games.
Here's Michael Thomas in now, who normally is a defensive back, takes the direct snap. He was a high school quarterback and reels off a nice run. It's going to be enough for another Stanford first down, 11 yards, before Brian Smith twists him to the turf. And they showed that last week against Washington.
Yeah, one play. Michael Thomas, who will play some defensive back as well, number 3. As you mentioned, a high school option quarterback, plays nickel on their defensive packages as well. Just a good all-around athlete and just a freshman. This is a young Stanford team as well.
They've gone through so many coaches. Buddy Tevens, Walt Harris, and now Jim Harbaugh in his 2nd season. Already into Irish territory. First down handoff to Anthony Kimball. Kimball gets the corner. Kimball, Bruton manages to catch him up and push him out of bounds, but not until he has gained 21 yards. The senior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, with a big gain for the Stanford running game.
Here comes Toby Gerhardt in, but Anthony Kimball is a nice change from Toby Gerhardt. A little different kind of back. Good pull and block by Burt McBride, number 70, who's getting his first start on the linebacker Brian Smith. But Anthony Kimball had 157 yards off the bench last week and a couple of big-time runs.
Stanford marching down the field. First down at the Irish 29-yard line. First down pass. Pritchard on the slant. Intended for Ryan Whalen and defended well by Notre Dame. Lambert knocked it away.
You know, when you blitz as much as Notre Dame does, and they blitz about 20%, 75% of the time, teams have to throw a lot of short passes. Good coverage by Terrell Lambert. And so, you know, those defensive corners, Tom, they know when they're blitzing. Generally, unless there's maximum protection, you're going to see a lot of slants, a lot of fades, a lot of short throws.
Second down and 10. High formation this time, and handed to Howell, but a flag will stop the play before it gets started. Today's crew is a Pac-10 crew headed by Jack Follard. Jack Follard.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 63. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That's Chris Marinelli, the right tackle, who draw a lot of attention this week in the Notre Dame camp after some inflammatory remarks, which can you believe that the coaches made copies of those and handed them to the players? What a surprise.
Here's some of the things he said about playing here, doesn't like playing Notre Dame, doesn't like the area. Later apologized, but not a terribly smart thing for a classics major to say.
Some questioned the sincerity of his apology. Pritchard stands in the pocket. Downfield, he has a man, but overshoots Doug Baldwin.
Doug Baldwin is their big play guy. And boy, he had a couple of steps on the defender there. Just a little bit too long a throw by Pritchard. Gets rid of the bump and run pretty well, and then just outruns Rashawn McNeil before Bruton can go over there. A little bit less loft, and that's a big catch. And he's had a bunch of them. He's had 4 plays of 35 yards or more.
Notre Dame did not allow a 3rd down conversion against Purdue in that sparkling second half of play. It's now 3rd down and 15. Pritchard's pass deflected and picked off. No, incomplete. Intended for Baldwin.
No, I think actually the field judge came in late, Tom.
All right, so they did say it is an interception by David Bruton. That's his 4th turnover.
Yeah,
one of the officials signaled no good,
yeah,
and then another.
Field judge came in late. You're right. I think P.Kuntz, number 96, I think got his hand at that ball. That's his specialty, deflecting the ball. And then David Bruton, his 4th interception or turnover of the year, as you said. You know, all 4 of his turnovers have come in the red zone too. I think they're probably going to take a look at that one, Tom.
Yes, they are going to take another look to see if the ball hit the ground.
But, you know, again, P.Kuntz got his
The
hand
previous
up.
play is under review.
Noel Turner and Don George for the Big East are the replay officials.
You know, not only, you know, getting turnovers, but where you get them and force them is pretty important as well.
Tough to tell from that angle.
His left hand is underneath that ball.
Might be underneath
Tom.
the football.
Remember, the call on the field is you have to see incontrovertible evidence that it should be overturned, and look like he has left hand under that ball. It's the 11th turnover forced by Cleveland Browns
on
defense.
The field stands.
So the ruling stands, and the Notre Dame turnover off the deflected pass. So the Irish will take over at their own 20-yard line when we come back to Notre Dame Stadium.
The phone company has an important message for its customers. Don't listen to Vonage.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really?
With Vonage, you get unlimited local and long-distance calls for just $24.99 a month.
Unlimited for just $24.99?
What do you charge?
Hey, for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Whoa.
Sign up now with Vonage and get 1 month free using your high-speed internet connection. Call 1-888-765-4VON or go online today.
300 horsepower is fast. 400 will take your breath away. That's why we gave it 451. The C63 AMG. The C-Class, now in its most potent form ever.
I'm Reggie Bush. This is Practice Poppy. Shh.
Where you at, baby?
Adidas gear from Dick's. Let's put this stuff to use.
All right, let's go, baby. Oklahoma drill, baby. Let's go. Yeah, all right, let's go.
Every team is made up of 2 types of players: thrillers and destroyers. Then come Friday, you guys are all playing for one thing:
Adidas football gear.
Touchdown, baby.
Available at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Vonage. Go or call and go online now. By your local authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. And by Adidas. Impossible is nothing. The administration building, the Golden Dome, shining in the bright sunshine today, but a little bit of a nip in the air, a fall-like day, perfect for football. After the turnover, Notre Dame on offense for the first time. Clausen from the shotgun finds Armando Allen out of the backfield. And here's Allen with a nice run. Shook another tackler, makes it out to the 40-yard line. 19-yard gain on first down. Osai finally got him out of bounds.
Nice block by K.Rudolph, number 9. Remember we talked about how the freshman blocked and cleared the way before. Watch him here as he kind of clears this way for this little screen pass. That's 2 weeks in a row that he's thrown a good block for Armando Allen. Last week he scored a touchdown and he picked up a nice game for a first.
Allen coming off his career high 134 yards rushing against Purdue and took the pass that time, his 10th reception of the season. Stanford showing blitz and a back. Hand off to Allen. Allen hit and dropped in the backfield by Bo McNally, the leader of the Stanford defense. Take a look at our Yds starting lineups now for the Notre Dame offense led by J.Clausen off his career best 275 yards passing. Armando Allen with the big all-purpose yards last week, 247 up. He's the leader of the Irish in that department. And Sam Young, the mainstay at right tackle, starting for the 30th consecutive time.
And Armando Allen just came limping off the field, Tom.
Replaced by Robert Hughes.
He played real well against Stanford last year, 136 yards against the Cardinal.
Here's Clausen under center. Clausen's chased from the pocket, going to run with it. And out of bounds, just short of the 45-yard line, chased by Osai. A 7-yard gain on the scramble by Clausen. Yds starting lineups for the Stanford defense. Fua with a sack and 2 tackles for a loss up front for the Cardinal. Pat Maynard had mentioned him in the open with 4 sacks to lead the team. They have 15 overall.
Yeah, they can rush the passer. They're giving up 260 yards in the passing game, but they rush the passer particularly well.
Chris Evans has picked off 2 passes, and it is 3rd down and 5 for the Irish. 4 wide receiver set, 3 to the top of the formation. Here's Clausen's pass, caught by Rudolph over the middle. And to the 30-yard line, Bo McNally wrestles him down at that point, a 25-yard gain.
So Charlie Weiss sees his freshman tight end, kind of have 2 good blocks. He says, hey, what are you going to do now? We'll throw you a bone, give you a chance in here. Right number here. And Charlie Weiss said, hey, we've been throwing so many outside fades to our guys, felt that they can work the middle of the field today. And then when you say middle of the field, you're thinking tight ends and usually your slot receivers. Ordinarily, that's David Grimes.
McNally and then Sean Weiser finally getting him down. 1st and 10, and flags fly. That's a look at Fua.
Yeah, K.Rudolph had a breakout game last week.
Offside by contact, number 92 on the defense. The 5-yard penalty.
So Sione Fua
first down
with the penalty.
3 catches, caught a touchdown, threw a key block, and we're talking to Coach Weiss about him. He said, he's a willing blocker, which you just saw, and he said he is a really good player, soft hands, great speed. I mean, he is really, really high on this guy and thinks he's going to have a big, big future at Notre Dame.
Well, they've had some tight ends in recent years, have they not?
Yeah, tight end you, really.
Hand off to Hughes. Robert Hughes will be stopped short of the 1st down.
Did a lot of things well last week, Tom. We talked about particularly that second half. The defense played well, offense did as well. You see against Purdue and red zone TDs, 3 of 4. Only got sacked once. No turnovers. I think that's probably the thing most coaches like the best.
Second down and 2. J.Clausen pointing at the middle linebacker. That's part of the sequence for the play calling. Hughes tried to cut back, stopped in his tracks and stopped short of the 1st, I believe. He didn't get the 2 yards.
Mike Haywood, there's the offensive coordinator, and in this no-huddle offense, he calls it down to Ron Paulus, who's the quarterback coach. Here's Ron Paulus. Charlie there, he helps with formations, and then you'll see Jimmy look down at his wristband, about 130 plays on the wristband.
And Armando Allen back on the field for the Irish. Clausen with a sneak. It's going to be close.
how good Brady Quinn was as a quarterback. I mean, some quarterbacks
but he was
just
so
have
big
it.
and strong.
Yeah, some guys are just really, really good at it. And Jimmy had converted one last week, but it didn't look like he made that one.
Did not make it. So 4th down now and less than a yard.
Udofia inside and Fua kind of really clogging up the middle, not allowing K.McCarthy any traction whatsoever. Last week, 3 for 4 on 4th down. Not doing so
Notre
well
Dame's going to have to call timeout. Golden Tate was late getting out onto the field. And with the play clock ticking down, K.McCarthy signals for a timeout. So the Irish facing a 4th down and less than a yard when we return to Notre Dame Stadium.
What if every ATM was free? No more $2, $3 fees. No more paying to access your own money. It'd be like every ATM in the world was your ATM. The Schwab Bank High Yield Investor Checking Account. 0 ATM fees, a great interest rate, no minimums. And it's FDIC insured. The Schwab Bank High Yield Investor Checking Account. The biggest thing in checking since checks. Open an account at 1-800-4-SCHWAB or schwab.com.
You know me. Almost 30 years behind the sports desk has turned me into somebody larger than life. Literally. But those days are back, gone. I'm Chris Berman, and I lost 41 pounds with Nutrisystem.
Just order Nutrisystem from N today to get 4 weeks of awesome food and learn how to get 3 extra weeks free.
Let's go to the highlights. Mike, all I ate was Golic bread, down 51 pounds. Don Blue Suede Shula, down 32 pounds. Dan Glam Man Marino, lost 22 pounds. Guys, you can do this.
You'll get 4 weeks of satisfying meals for less than $3 each. That's 140 rib-sticking meals.
My goal was 40 pounds, and look, he could go all the way. If I can lose the weight, you can lose the weight.
Call 888-694-DIET now or go online and find out how you can get 3 additional weeks free.
Now what's wrong?
They printed these in color.
So?
She's gonna flip.
No, it's a Xerox Work Center. Prints color for pennies a page.
Color's good, presentation's good. I'm shocked.
Glad you like it, sir. You are shocked? Really? Because we're shocked. Shocked you even get it, pal. Dave, what are you doing here?
Came to fix the mute button.
Bye-bye bonus.
Experience Sunday Night Football Extra on NBCSports.com and NFL.com. Each week get live coverage, highlight stats, and even choose your own camera angles. Experience it all with Sunday Night Football Extra.
The toughest, fastest, most extreme adrenaline-fueled driving series. Championship off-road racing. Tomorrow on NBC.
Back at Notre Dame Stadium where the Irish lined up to go for it. 4th down and less than a yard at the 22-yard line of Stanford. And they hand it off to Robert Hughes. And Hughes stopped short of the first down. Eric Lorig was one of the first to hit him. Good defense by Stanford.
In a short yardage play, early penetration usually leads to a bad play, an offensive play. But good second effort by Robert Hughes, but I think the Cardinals stopped it. Robert Hughes at 237 pounds, you know, their power back, and we talked about a big game he had against the Cardinal a year ago. He got a pretty good spot, though, Tom.
He did get a good spot. Here's the measurement. Wow.
Aided by what? A tidbit?
I don't know what it was, but it was small.
Much, yeah. Yeah, hit by Lorig first, but it keeps his legs moving, and then Osai comes in and helps. They look like they have got a pretty good spot. Looks like he stopped way short of that boundary, but they gave him the first.
So 1st down Irish, 21-yard line of Stanford. Scoreless first quarter. Clausen under center. 1st down pass. Wide open to Allen. Armando Allen for the touchdown.
Terrific pass protection, Tom. I mean, we said, hey, Charlie White said, hey, we're going to build off the second half of last week. What the offensive line sure does. Eric Olson really has a battle going on and won that battle. But J.Clausen had a good 4 or 5 seconds, and Armando Allen slips out of the backfield. He continues to his stellar play in the all-around game as a returner, runner, and now a pass receiver.
And Brandon Walker for the point after. And he is a perfect 15 of 15 this season, as J.Clausen finds Armando Allen for the first touchdown of the game. On the drive, J.Clausen was 3 for 3 for 65 yards, and Allen had 2 of those 3.
Yeah, there's Armando Allen there, who's just gonna sneak through the line of scrimmage, and then a little pick play by the wide receiver, and he gets lost. Armando Allen gets lost. The last week, a big game as a runner. Today he scores a touchdown on a pass reception. He's had 2 straight good all-purpose yards.
And for the season, well over 600 all-purpose yards for Armando Allen, who last season led the Irish in all-purpose yards with 1,176.
You know, the defense really set it up, and it was good old number 27, D.Bruton, who did that, right? Tip ball. Bruton gets it. And that was really the key play that, not only prevented the Cardinals from attempting a field goal, but got them in a position to score that touchdown. So good defense sets up the offense, and they deliver.
A touchdown by Allen, his first receiving touchdown of the season, and his second overall. So Burkhardt will kick it off. This time Anthony Kimball is deep. And it will be Kimball from the 7. And a nice return crossing the 30-yard line, where he's tripped up by Scott Smith on special teams. And don't forget, Notre Dame Saturday kicks off a half hour before every game with the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff. Paula Ferris and John Walters. You'll hear from both coaches. See highlights of the Notre Dame Friday night pep rally. Eric Barsegan was on the set with them today. That's the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff, only at NBCSports.com.
Eric Barsegan, one of my favorites. His lowest graduation rate when he was here at Notre Dame 98%.
He almost lured you here, did he not?
He did.
High formation, the give to the tailback Gerhardt. Gerhardt breaking tackle, still not down.
Still not down. Say it again, Tom. Still not down. Toby Gerhardt, I mean, an incredible high school career in California. He set the all-time record for yards for a high school running back with power runs like this. Had over 9,000 of them. Good block by Marisick, the fullback. And then really, breaks, 4 tackles, would you say?
19-yard gain. He had 9,622 yards in that high school career, breaking the old record by 1,000.
Imagine there's been some pretty good running backs in California, right? And that's 3rd nationally, too, by the way.
Yeah. Very impressive. Here he is again. And the Irish ready for him that time. Couple yards.
You just kind of feel the way Jim Harbaugh's changed the nature of this team, into a tough, physical team. Says he thinks the special teams may be his best unit, but he wants to feed the ball to Toby Gerhardt, get that running game going, some play-action passes, win with special teams, hard-nosed running, and some sacks and pressure on the quarterback.
Not only has he changed the style, but I think he's changed the mindset as well.
Absolutely.
They just have a whole different approach to the game.
One-on-one coverage down at the bottom here.
Fake to Kimball. Pritchard hit as he releases, but it's on target and complete to Ryan Whalen. That'll be a Stanford first down as the pass covered 14 yards.
Terrific route by Ryan Whalen and perfect timing by Pritchard. I mean, Whalen had pretty good man-for-man bump and run coverage watch against McNeil. But he gets to the exact distance and then creates some separation out of the cut. He was covered going into the cut, but created the separation coming out.
And Pritchard, good job to deliver the football, hit just as he released it. First down, Stanford at the Irish 33. They drove off the opening kickoff, did the Cardinal, but then turned it over. Here's Howell from the tailback spot. And Howell will be close to the first down marker.
Delano Howell's another freshman. And they have really improved running the football. This is the kind of team we said Jim Harbaugh wants to power it right at you, those off-tackle plays. But you look what they've done over the last couple of years. There's 119 teams in football bowl subdivision, now at 48. I mean, they are, that's the kind of team you want to, get ball control, give your defense some rest, play great special teams, and then some play action passes.
Just under 6 minutes to go. The last one covered 11 yards and a first down, but a false start before the pitch to Howell. They had something going there too. Looked like they had a lot of room on the right side on the pitch, but it'll be called back by the false start.
Yeah, they've been running some unbalanced line.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 76. Flag guard penalty, first down.
Ben Muth, the left tackle. Two-year starter, senior from Phoenix, Arizona.
Kind of moved Ben over the right side. They are playing some. You see him moving around some unbalanced line, trying to get an advantage on the perimeter.
So Muth playing over at right tackle now. Looks like the same play maybe, but the Irish, given a look at it to start with, were not fooled as Howell is tackled by Justin Brown.
But Justin Brown's a guy that I think has had his best season so far. He is a senior, number 94. First couple years, didn't play a lot, didn't get on the field much, but Justin Brown is having his best year and with some real quality minutes. Starts the game, plays maybe 40 snaps a game, but 40 quality downs.
Second down, 17. Ball at the 29 of Notre Dame. Pritchard sets up a screen and throws an interception. Right into the hands of Pat Kuntz.
Pat Kuntz told us a couple weeks ago, he said, hey, Pat, how do you always tip those balls by the quarterbacks? He says, I watch the quarterback's eyes, and when you watch the quarterback's eyes, you feel it's a screen. Sometimes you make plays like that.
Can you believe we still call these phones, considering all they can do? Truth is, technology's only great when you know how to use it. I'm Dan Hesse, CEO of Sprint. First, we revolutionized wireless plans. Now we want to help you get the most from these amazing devices. So come by a Sprint store for a personalized setup. You'll walk out an expert.
On October 7th, $100,000 could be yours. And it doesn't matter if you're a world leader or a cheerleader. If you live in a penthouse or mom's house. If you have a trust fund or trust issues. Starting October 7th, Monopoly at McDonald's is serving up a shot at $100,000 every day. And we all have the same chance to win. Whether you're looking at early retirement or retiring early, it's anybody's game to win.
Here at this modern-day watering hole, this urban Serengeti, it's man meets reptile.
So, Lucy, what are you doing?
Just a little online shopping.
You should check out Geico.com, get a free rate quote. If you like what you see, you can buy it online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Cool.
Remarkable. Oh, no. Help! Did you hear something?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Great game, Gino.
People like to talk about the game. They talk about this play and that play.
Great game. Great game.
And watch highlights in slow-mo, fast-mo, and every kind of mo there is. That's cool. But for me, the next game begins when the last one ends.
G2 from Gatorade. You're always an athlete. Hydrate like one. G2, the low-calorie hydrator.
Critics rave Heroes is 100% back, and this season, everyone must choose a side.
You don't want anyone to get hurt, do you?
New Heroes, Monday on NBC.
It all comes down to this. The final stop. AST Detours PlayStation Pro in 2 weeks on NBC.
Back at Notre Dame, 2 good drives by Stanford, but they both end in an interception. 2 interceptions by the Irish, and they take over on offense at their own 33-yard line. Clausen under center. First down pass. And snagged by Golden Tate. And, of course, we told you about Chris Marinelli, the Stanford The player that had mouthed off at the pep rally last night. Here's Pat Kuntz.
All right, man. Well, you tell all of us. What are you going to do? I'm going to rip his head off. Go Irish.
So Pat Kuntz at the pep rally last night after reacting to Chris Marinelli's trashing of verbal trashing of Notre Dame, and it was Kuntz that had that last interception, although Pritchard essentially threw it right to him. Clausen finds Floyd for the Notre Dame first down. Osai rides him down after 20 yards, and Jimmy Clausen standing right in the pocket, which collapsed around him.
And, you know, you can just feel it, right? You feel that pressure coming. He steps up and just delivers it. Perfect throw, and one more time over the middle. The last few weeks they've thrown a lot of deep balls down the sidelines. They wanted to work the middle of the field, and indeed they have. That time to Floyd, earlier to K.Rudolph.
So the Irish driving again after the interception. They're at the 38-yard line. They took that first turnover down and converted it to a touchdown. Clausen fakes the handoff. Instead goes for the corner of the end zone, and it's a jump ball tight, but he caught it out of bounds.
Yeah, that one, you know, Jimmy Clausen just let him out of bounds. You've got to keep the ball in the field of play, and those deep ones, he's done a pretty good job most of the year of doing that. Good coverage by the Cardinal corner. It's number 24, Chris Evans. And he, you know, Chris Evans did a great job of just taking away the angle of Golden Tate. But he's got to give him some room to be able to catch the ball in the field of play.
First missed pass by Jimmy Clausen. He'd hit his first 5, and that one his first miscue.
Golden Tate has become a reliable receiver. You know, you never thought you'd say that after last year, but a really reliable player.
Allen. And that'll be right about the line of scrimmage. Tom McAndrew made the Stanford tackle, and so the Irish have a bit to go for the first down, and today's first down line brought to you by Xerox.
Very important third down defensive play for the Cardinal. We've talked about it had 15 sacks on the year, but the Notre Dame offensive line has protected Jimmy Clausen well this year, only giving up 4 all season.
So third down and 11. Cardinal comes with a blitz. Clausen pass tipped at the line of scrimmage and incomplete.
There's only actually 2 down linemen for the Cardinal on that particular play. Everybody else was kind of a linebacker rushing or a right up the gut. The ball was tipped by number 44, Maynard.
So it'll be a punting situation with Eric Most for Notre Dame. Jeremy Stewart and Baldwin are deep. Baldwin is the deepest. Most trying to get some coverage. Oh boy, he had the great spin on it, didn't he? Downed inside the 5-yard line. Perfectly done by Eric Most, backing the Cardinal up in a 7-zip game.
4 police officers have been shot.
I want you on the task force. Find who killed our guys.
One detective search for the truth.
I talked to this broad, Lisette. She says it was a cop.
Will push another over the edge.
You breathe a word of that, I'll slit your throat.
You have lost your mind. You gonna burn down your own house? Blow up everything you work for? I will not apologize for doing what I do.
This ends tonight. Pride and Glory. Rated R. Starts October 24th.
If you're looking for a home security system, or even if you already have one, ADT can give you so much more. Like an easy way to arm and disarm your system with the touch of a button, even turn on your lights. You can also get fast alarm response from our advanced network of monitoring centers, plus great local service, our exclusive theft protection guarantee, a money-back guarantee, and monitoring rates for about $1 a day. Call now and save over $250 when you buy ADT's family package. ADT, always there.
Who are you guys?
Matt Anderson, Phil Rose, Coke brand. People don't understand that Coke Zero infringed on our taste.
We can't have Coke Zero in the winner's circle, being hoisted for that traditional drink.
Would you be willing to throw a race?
I don't think so.
Let's back off the word throw. What if you enjoyed the track for longer than the other competitors?
Yeah, Nobody will really associate Coke Zero with Victory Lane.
Probably get us suspended.
Well, Tony, come on, you're pretty comfortable with that.
People come to E-Trade to trade stocks. But they can also trade stocks in 6 global markets, even China. They can earn yields that are way higher than the national average. Transfer funds in and out with a click. Trade stocks with E-Trade Mobile Pro on their BlackBerry smartphones and have all their accounts conveniently linked all on one page. No wonder there's 1,000 new accounts a day at E-Trade.
This Monday, a legend gives Chuck lessons in love.
I'll teach you everything you need to know.
And the fate of national security rests on Chuck's ability to flirt.
And what bands are you into?
We're dead.
Critics say Chuck's back and TV's a better place. Monday at 8, 7 Central on NBC.
The Irish special teams have dramatically improved in 4 key areas from a year ago. The fastest way to turn your team around. Kick coverage, number 1 in the NCAA. Punt coverage, 10th. Kick return, 27th. This, in spite of just having 1 touchback, they rank 1st on kick coverage. So Charlie Weiss, who's now the assistant special teams coach, Brian Poley and the special teams coach, the head coach there, have really done a great job.
And a special point of emphasis, making a trip down to talk to Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech, and now their numbers are better than Virginia Tech.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Toby Gerhardt gets the first down call and a tough yard.
You know, in special teams, there's no second down, right? So it's about a total effort. A lot of times you put walk-ons on there like that guy's. Now he's a scholarship player, Mike Anello, who's been phenomenal. But Charlie, too, has put a lot of first-teamers on those special teams, and they've really dramatically turned around that piece of their game.
Second down and 9. Stanford, after the great Most punt, beginning deep in their own territory. They're at the 6. Nice catch, snagged by Doug Baldwin, and he takes it out for a Stanford first down to the 21-yard line. 15-yard gain. McCarthy and Gray on the stop.
That was a nice completion. The Notre Dame defense has had a very good start to this game. 2 series, 2 interceptions, one by the terrific free safety, D.Bruton, and then P.Kuntz eyeing the eyes of the quarterback. Picks out the second one for the Irish in this first half.
But if you're Stanford, you've proven you can move the football. You just can avoid the turnovers. We're under 2 minutes in the first quarter. Hand off to Gerhardt.
That's a good, solid tackle
by Brian Smith.
Yeah, he makes a lot of good, solid tackles, does Brian Smith. You know, Charlie Weiss was looking for some guys with some real high energy, and he's got that guy in Brian Smith. Really spirited player. A guy that originally committed to Iowa, even though his father played fullback here, committed to Iowa. The Irish came in late, and he relieved because he always wanted to go to Notre Dame because his father played here as well.
1981 to 84 for his dad, Chris. Here's Kimball. Anthony Kimball diving ahead. Another Stanford first down as it covered 12 yards. And here's what Charlie Weiss said about his linebacker, Brian Smith.
Brian Smith is in a position where he has an opportunity to probably make more tackles than anyone on the field. And he plays with a lot of enthusiasm, and you'll see that.
I'm an aggressive kind of guy, and so however I can get in the backfield and be disruptive, I'm all in.
You know, he's got 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, and touchdown. 2 tackles for loss.
25 total tackles coming into today's game. First down play from the shotgun. Pritchard still has it. Cuts up, and he has been productive running the ball. And Coach Charlie Weiss, in fact, said he's a dangerous runner.
You know, David Shaw, the offensive coordinator, said, you know, he's really been good with his legs. Shout out to K.McCarthy, who's had a big year for the Irish tackling. Good, maybe the best tackler on a good tackling team is K.McCarthy.
He's the leading tackler with 38. After opening up in the first game of the season, San Diego State with 14 up.
But, you know, of the 38, 22 are solo. I mean, when he doesn't punish you, but you go down when he gets his arms around you.
And a draw play to Gerhardt, who bursts up the middle and breaks to the outside, runs over men down to the 35-yard line. First down, Stanford. David Bruton holding on for dear life.
You're right. If you're a defender, you remember Toby Gerhardt. And he runs right through David Bruton. Just a, pretty good feet. You think of it as a power back, but he's got good vision, good feet, and he picked up, what, 7 yards after contact to David.Bruton, who's a pretty good tackler himself.
And 22 yards total as the first quarter comes to a close. Into the first quarter, Notre Dame leads 7-0. We'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football, brought to you by Vonage.
Hi, I'm Anne Hathaway, and I'm hosting Saturday Night Live this week with musical guest The Killers. I'm really nervous.
Don't worry, if you completely screw up, Congress might give you $700 billion.
Wow.
Hey, Margie.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these video emails we're getting?
Show me. That's hilarious. Play another one. That guy looks familiar.
Is that my doctor? Beaverton Toyota.
We have a Toyota for everyone.
Digital TV is coming this February. You've got questions. The experts at Standard TV and Appliance have answers. Choosing a plasma, LCD, or DLP TV? What size? What brand? Will you be watching movies or video gaming? And what accessories will you need? Standard can help with a huge selection of top-name brands and a low price guarantee. So you'll be ready for the amazing picture quality of HD TV. Standard TV and Appliance and KGW, your digital experts.
Fans, this is Greg Oden, and no one is more excited for the season than me. But if you want to see us play live, you need to get your Trailblazer tickets this Tuesday, October 7th at noon, when individual game tickets go on sale. Plus, sign up for our new ticket alert service and get first access to newly released tickets throughout the season. Remember, tickets go on sale Tuesday at noon, so call 503-797-9600 or visit trailblazers.com.
I joined the National Guard and never thought I'd be saving lives. It's more than money for college. It's built my character and given me a sense of accomplishment. Now I'm on a career path, and I'm the leader of my team.
I put on the uniform, and I have a whole new outlook on life. Country, community, family. That's what matters most to me. If that matters to you, go to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com.
The grand opening of Oregon's largest flooring center, just out 503 Carpets.
Start the second quarter with Notre Dame leading Stanford 7-0, despite Toby Gerhardt and company doing some good rushing in that first quarter. In fact, overall, Stanford has outgained Notre Dame 149 yards to 103. It's just that they turned it over twice.
Yeah, they've run for 107, and Notre Dame's only run for 10. But you're right, the turnovers are always the killer, right?
Prior to the snap, false start. On the offense, number 83.
Will be put in a hole by the false start penalty.
If you talk to any coach, I think that what decides more games than anything, Tom, is turnovers. And, as you said, Stanford had a couple of nice drives. Pritchard throwing the ball, distributed it well, with 2 errors down there, really when they got in scoring territory.
But Jim Harbaugh has to be saying to his guys, look, we can move the ball if we just eliminate the mistakes.
And they're playing good enough defense. They gave up the 1 touchdown, but generally they're playing pretty good, tough defense.
And here they are with another mistake, the penalty, putting them in a 1st and 15 hole at the Irish 40. Gerhardt breaks free off the outside and then is tripped up by Rayshon McNeil, a gain of 9 yards.
I'll tell you, they've got a couple of guys who can bring it in the running game, and Anthony Kimball got off to that really good start, an explosive runner, a lot of long runs, and then you have Toby Gerhardt, who has a lot of powerful runs, and again, on Sunday, you're in the tub, in the ice tub, when you're going to have to tackle Toby Gerhardt a lot.
I was wondering about
the tub, yeah. That's a different kind of tub, Tom.
Second down play. Looks like the option. Pritchard keeps. Tripped up as K.McCarthy went low to cut out the feet from under him.
That's what, the 6th tackle for McCarthy today, and he doesn't necessarily punish you when he tackles you, but you go down. Another solo tackle. And he didn't make that play. Pritchard goes for at least, 10 more yards? You talk about hidden yardage in special teams, hidden yardage in tackles as well.
As it is, though, it left the Cardinal with a 3rd and 1. This is after they had the false start penalty that made it 1st and 15. They worked it down to 3rd and 1. And they'll call a timeout to talk to now. Penalty marker.
Jim Harbaugh can't believe it. We're going to pick that one up and call the timeout, I think.
There's no foul on the play for illegal substitution. Stanford called timeout prior to the breaking of the huddle. Timeout, Stanford.
So they had one too many men in the huddle, and rather than get the penalty, Jim Harbaugh saw it, or someone on his staff saw it, and they called the timeout to prevent the step off. There he is. There it is. It was Jim Harbaugh getting the timeout. We'll be back.
Dave, why does Ed have his own color printer? You know we can't afford that.
He's annoying. We need to keep him in his office. Besides, it's a Xerox phaser, $350, and it's net workable.
What about prints?
Pennies per page.
We all chipped in.
You all chipped in?
We had to.
Why?
We couldn't take it anymore.
Strange.
It's the most heartwarming product placement movie of the year.
Rachel, you know what your problem is. You want everything. You want a husband, you want unlimited text, unlimited data, and unlimited calls.
Instinct, only from Sprint.
Someone got an email.
Featuring lightning-fast internet, voice-cued GPS navigation, and starring the Simply Everything plan from Sprint.
Why wouldn't I want everything for just $99.99 a month? Maybe you're afraid to be in love.
The new Samsung Instinct, only on the Now Network.
I think I'm falling in love. With a phone.
There are better days to meet us where we stand. They are gathering in clouds and spreading out over.
When it's people who do the right thing, they call it being responsible. When it's an insurance company, they call it Liberty Mutual. Responsibility. What's your policy? Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? By Sprint, the Simply Everything plan, only on the Now Network. And by Xerox Color. It makes business sense. With our producers Carlos Di Molino and David Gibson, Director John Gonzalez, Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, and Alex Flanagan. Beautiful day at Notre Dame Stadium. 13:42 to go, second quarter. And Notre Dame leading 7-0, and Stanford facing a 3rd down and 1 at the Irish 26-yard line. Tailback Gerhardt, and easily picks up the first down before he's wrestled to the turf.
And good lead block by the fullback, Owen Marisic, number 48. He's a guy, when we were talking to coaches about Marisic, he was saying, you know what, he doesn't ever care whether he carries the football or not. He doesn't. All he cares about is contact. That's all he wants, and he got it right there. Really good special teams player as well. Very good lead blocker, and that led to the first down.
6'1", 247, sophomore from Tigard, Oregon. Gerhardt now 7 carries, 61 yards. And here's Kimball.
Oh, good spin move.
He's inside the Irish 20, down to about the 16-yard line. Kyle McCarthy, another tackle.
Just going to say 12 tackles between the two safeties. McCarthy's got 7 of them already.
Although it's not so great when your safeties are making all the tackles.
Well, but against a good running team, his strong safety should make a lot of tackles because he's close to the line of scrimmage. But you're right, the Cardinal running backs have done a pretty good job. And if they're doing a good job, that means the offensive line is controlling the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 5 from the 17 of Notre Dame. The Irish up 7-0. There's the current drive, which began deep in Cardinal territory. Pritchard on target. And caught by caught by Ryan Whalen, I believe. It showed us some strong hands as the Irish collapsed on him.
We were talking to the coaches about Ryan Whalen. He says, you know, he's just one of those guys who does exactly what you tell him. If the route's supposed to be run at 12 yards, he runs it at 12 yards, he'll catch the ball. And these guys are really good in the red zone. 9 touchdowns and 13 attempts.
First down at the Irish 11. They can make a first down without scoring. Pritchard hands it off to Kimball. Look at the offensive line pushing people
you're
out
right.
of the way.
Ben Muth on the left side. Burt McBride getting his first start for the Cardinal at left guard, number 70. Doing a nice job. And pulling guard Phillips does his piece.
So spot the ball about the Irish 7-yard line. Second down. Delano Howell at tailback here. Give it to him. Howell following his blockers. And is down to about the 2-yard line. Ian Williams finally chased him down with help from David Bruton.
Tell you what the Cardinals doing is moving Ben Muth, their left tackle, right before the snap over the right so that you have 2 tackles side by side. Watch him over here. He's going to come over to the right side, and then you're going to get 2 guys, 2 tackles, numbers 76 and 63, who kind of in an unbalanced line kind of set clear the way.
To measure to see if he picked up a first down. Impressive drive by Stanford, which began at the 5-yard line. Give it a good close look and give Stanford the first down.
Well, you know, we've talked about Jim Harbaugh's personality of this team, and you're seeing it right here. This is a team that's going to really kind of stick it to you with the run, use that offensive line. 140 yards rushing thus far in the game for his team.
They even went so far to have a picture made wearing blue-collar shirts. So here's the 14th play of the drive, which began at the 5-yard line. Gunder in motion. Gerhardt for the touchdown. Well, they've moved the ball consistently on their 3 possessions. The first 2 ended with interceptions. Notre Dame taking advantage of one of them for the touchdown, but here they begin at their 5, and what a beautiful drive.
Yeah, terrific block by Gunder. Then the fullback again, Marisic, number 48, clearing the way. Did it on the first down play. That time cleans up the linebacker, Brian Smith. Your lead blocker has got to make contact like that, and Owen Marisic has done that twice on this drive.
Zachary for the extra points, and he puts it through. So the long 95-yard drive by the Cardinal ties the game at 7.
Horsepower is fast. 400 will take your breath away. That's why we gave it 451. The C63 AMG. The C-Class, now in its most potent form ever.
I'm Reggie Bush. This is Practice Poppy. Shh. Where you at, baby? Adidas gear from Dick's. Let's put this stuff to use. All right, let's go, baby. Oklahoma trip, baby. Let's go. Yeah, all right, let's go. Every team is made up of 2 types of players: thrillers and destroyers. When come Friday, you guys are all playing for one thing:
Adidas football gear.
Touchdown, baby.
Available at Dick's Sporting Goods.
Here at this modern-day watering hole, this urban Serengeti, it's man meets reptile.
So, Lucy, what are you doing?
Just a little online shopping.
You should check out Geico.com, get a free rate quote. If you like what you see, you can buy it online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Cool.
Remarkable. Oh, no. Did you hear something?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Actually, I think we both know where the market's going. All right? It's going up and down. And yeah, there are a lot of opinions out there. But you want my opinion? Stop worrying about where the market's going and start thinking about where you're getting your advice.
This Wednesday, Kit hits the beach for a little action in the sun.
Burn rubber, kids!
Burning rubber. New Knight Rider, this Wednesday on NBC.
Her second straight Samsung World Championship.
Can the Queen of Golf win her third straight title at the Samsung World Championship tomorrow on NBC?
Here's our Vonage scoring drive. Stanford goes 95 yards, consuming over 7 minutes, 11 rushes, netted 79 yards at Gerhardt's 1-yard plunge for the score. Zachary with the kickoff to Armando Allen. Allen with a seam up the middle, but it closed in a hurry. Still a good return out to about the 27-yard line. And Gerhardt, who scored the touchdown, is also an outfielder on the Stanford baseball team. They have a great tradition, don't they, of two-sport athletes?
That's a pretty good one. And
James Lofton, a pretty good one, too. The track star, John Lynch, football and baseball. What about Bob Mathias? The all-time greats. And Toby plays outfield on the Stanford baseball team, and his teammate Osai is the Pac-10 100-meter champion, in addition to playing football for the Cardinal. So Notre Dame tries to answer with Clausen. First down pass incomplete, intended for Rudolph. Looked like he was held up and maybe held by Pat Maynor, but no flag down. They were tangled up, that's for sure.
Yeah. Pat Maynor's a guy that generally is rushing the passer. We talked about the sacks that he's had. But if you watch enough Stanford tape, which we have this week, the number 44 always seems to show up. Anytime he's always hustling from one side of the field to another. He and Tom McAndrew, you really noticed he stood out.
Maynor, the leaders of the defense. Here's Grimes making a diving catch right at the first down marker. Nice catch by David Grimes. His 11th of the season.
You know what? And a good throw by Jimmy Clausen, keeping it low and, you know, allowing his wide receiver to go down and get it and not get drilled after the catch. Knew it was a tight spot, kind of low and away from the defenders, where only Grimes could catch it. And that's what, I think the fourth catch they've made kind of in the middle of the field.
Right, they are attacking the middle after going to the outside last week. So that chess game that goes on, Charlie Weiss said, well, if I were them, I'd be trying to stop what I saw last week against Purdue, so we'll go the other way and go across the middle. Been pretty productive so far. But here, a mix-up, and Notre Dame has to spend a timeout. That's the second timeout taken by the Irish. 10 minutes left in the second in a 7-7 game.
Great game, Jeter.
People like to talk about the game. They talk about this play and that play.
Great game. Great game.
And watch highlights in slow-mo, fast-mo, and every kind of mo there is. That's cool. But for me, the next game begins when the last one ends.
G2 from Gatorade. You're always an athlete. Hydrate like one. G2, the low-calorie hydrator.
If you're looking for a home security system, or even if you already have one, ADT can give you so much more. Like an easy way to arm and disarm your system with the touch of a button, even turn on your lights. You can also get fast alarm response from our advanced network of monitoring centers, plus great local service, our exclusive theft protection guarantee, a money-back guarantee, and monitoring rates for about $1 a day. Call now and save over $250 when you buy ADT's family package. ADT, always there.
I don't know, maybe you should have been the blonde. Maybe you should just listen to the game. Maybe if you shaved your legs like me, the sneak-in would have worked.
Maybe if you hadn't lost our season tickets in a lawsuit because you got cheapo insurance, we'd be inside the stadium, watching the game dressed like men. Huh?
I don't want to get into this she said thing.
Getting cut-rate insurance to save a little money could end up costing a lot. Call an Allstate agent today for a free Good Hands coverage checkup. Are you in good hands?
What do you want as your reward?
I want to take all my ladies out to a really nice dinner. Hey! My daddy's gonna sit right between you.
Hello, hello. Chase Freedom introduces rewards points you can use like cash to get anything you want.
I want a new house. For Rufus. Oh, Rufus, what kind of house would suit you?
With the Chase Freedom credit card, use your points to get any item, any place. Freedom matters. Chase what matters.
The most death-defying, adrenaline-pumping extreme sports action from around the globe. The Emmy Award-winning Jeep World of Adventure Sports. Next Saturday on NBC.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by Chase Freedom. Introducing rewards points you can use like cash. Visit chase.com/freedom. Notre Dame and Stanford 7-7. First down for the Irish at the 38-yard line. Allen on the stretch play, cuts back. And a pretty good gain on first down of about 5 yards.
We talked about the Irish, a little bit different strategy today, throwing the ball over the middle. They have been successful. K.Rudolph, the freshman tight end, one-on-one with a linebacker. Good lead by J.Clausen. And then M.Floyd, a little square in route. We haven't seen much of that this year yet from him. And then that pass just a moment ago to David Grimes. So 3 for 3 really over the middle of that Stanford defense.
From the shotgun, Clausen, second down, winds up and hits K.Rudolph. And the freshman tight end into Stanford territory with a first down, a gain of 8.
K.Rudolph is coming on, right? We mentioned 3 catches here last week, a touchdown. We've seen some nice blocks by K.Rudolph. Again, you know, big old target at 6'6". Runs well, soft hands.
Soft hands, he said. Of course, he was, as we mentioned many times, a top basketball player, one of the best in the state of Ohio at Cincinnati Elder High School. 1,000 points, 600 rebounds, 3 times his conference player of the year.
And we have a 6'6" tight end who's a former basketball player down inside the 10. Boy, he can really be tough.
Clausen whips it to Grimes, wide open across the middle inside the 25 of Stanford. That's a gain of 24 yards before he's tackled by Bo McNally.
Well, sometimes you forget how good David Grimes is because you talk so much about M.Floyd and Golden Tate. But one more time over the middle, right between the hash marks, not a linebacker even close to David Grimes. Terrific protection for Clausen as well. And while the Irish have not run it well, only 15 yards thus far, they've thrown it pretty well.
Driving at the 25 of Stanford. And there was a Stanford defender in the neutral zone, and then one of the Irish jumped. So we'll see whether he was induced to jump or whether they'll step it off for a false start. Know which way Jim Harbaugh is leading.
Yeah. Speaking of inducing, he wanted to give a shout out to his wife Sarah, who's going to have a baby on Monday. Jim Harbaugh's
false
wife.
Start.
Baby girl.
On the offense, number 78. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It will be called on the Irish on Trevor Robinson, the freshman from Elkhorn, Nebraska.
Talking to Jim Harbaugh this week, he started twice against Notre Dame, once at home and then once at here. Lou Holtz's first game, won both of those games.
2-0 is the Michigan quarterback against the Irish. That, by the way, was the first penalty against Notre Dame. Comes with 8.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. Clausen, play action fake. In the pocket. Finally dumps it off to Allen. Stops short of the first down, a gain of 3 yards or so.
Didn't look like much, right? But J.Clausen didn't force that. A year ago, he may have tried to force that, maybe get a ball intercepted. Nothing's there. Just dump it down to your back and get what you can. He did it last week as well. Nothing downfield, good coverage. Then he finds Armando Allen, that little window. He had to dance around in the pocket to find that window, but indeed he did. A really heads-up smart play by J.Clausen. Like a 4 in the middle of the field. Didn't miss too many. Look at those numbers, actually.
No. And again to the middle, to the tight end, Rudolph. Plowing his way down inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. That's a 20-yard gain across the middle.
Yeah, Rudolph is really doing a job. Number 9 right there. And again, you worry so much about their outside wide receiver, but that's just too easy. I mean, Amajoy, number 43, has got to get his mitts on the tight end, just not let a clean release like that. That's giving him 20 yards.
Got to hold him up right off the line of scrimmage, or else you will pay, as they did for a 20-yard gain. And here's the long Notre Dame drive now to answer the one Stanford put up on their last possession. First and goal at the 8-yard line. Fake. Clausen steams it into the end zone, incomplete, and a flag is down. Intended for M.Floyd.
I hate to say it, but we talked to Wapamo Osaisai yesterday. What did he say to us?
About 5 times, but no pass interference.
Yeah. Well,
defend, but no pass interference.
You mentioned Osai as being the 100-meter champ in the Pac-10, and he's had a pretty nice season.
Pass interference on the defense. Ball's placed and spotted foul. First down.
Osai was the man on the coverage. It happened a little bit earlier than that. Oh, there's the left hand.
There
it is. He said, play hard, stay focused.
Although I'm not sure the ball was catchable, was it?
Certainly out of bounds. There you see his Stanford record holder and 100-meter champ.
In Nigeria. First and goal. Hughes. Stopped short. Good push by the defensive front of Stanford.
We've seen good short yardage defense by the Cardinal, haven't we? The Irish better in the red zone. First 3 games, you see they had 4 turnovers there in those first 3 games. Last week, 4 drives, 3 touchdowns. And, you know, Charlie was saying to us this week, Charlie Weiss, hey, we were going to know early if we were going to kind of pick up where we left off last week. But you know,
mixed results.
Yeah, I would say.
Second and goal from the 4. Armando Allen back in, the only man in the backfield. Clausen under center. Allen. Touchdown. Ball came out. Did he break the plane? He did. They signaled touchdown. They're signaling touchdown, but broke the plane of the end zone before he fumbled.
That's the right call. As soon as you break that plane and have possession, it's a touchdown. You just have to get over any part of that white line with possession. I think he did.
Yeah.
Another look. Yeah, he's over. This is the very beginning. The front part of the white line is the beginning of the end zone.
So Allen scores his second rushing touchdown of the season, and the extra point by Walker is good. So Stanford had the 95-yard drive, and then Notre Dame answers. And you saw Jimmy Clausen standing in that pocket with the rush coming after him, and his coach, Charlie Weiss, says that his young quarterback, there's no doubt about his toughness.
He already won the team over with his toughness. So he didn't have to prove his toughness. He did that last year.
In high school, I really didn't get hit that much. My offensive line was pretty good. And, you know, people thought coming to college I wouldn't be able to take a hit. And, you know, being the California boy, the surfer kid or whatever they say. But, you know, I think I proved it last year that I can take a hit. And, you know, this is a physical sport, and that's why I'm playing it.
And, of course, his offensive line has ensured that he's not taking as many hits as he had to last year.
You know, Jim Harbaugh was saying to us this week, he said, you know, he is a completely different quarterback than he was a year ago. I mean, he's got a lot of zip on the ball. He's throwing it accurately, and we keep using this word, managing the game. You know, that's getting the team in and out of the huddle, no penalties, throwing the ball away when he has to, not taking the sacks, changing the, you know, plays at the line of scrimmage. I think he's had 2 touchdowns on audibles this year as well.
Ryan Burkhart will kick it off. Jeremy Stewart is deep. Stewart behind a wedge. Notre Dame got some penetration on that wedge and stopped him at about the 32-yard line as we check in with Alex.
Hey, Tom, well, one person surely happy that Jimmy Clausen is not getting hit as much as he did last year is his mother, Kathy. She said that last year she just sat in the stands, and she said she would kind of crunch down on her knees and say, get down, get down, get down, to Jimmy every time someone was coming after him. So thrilled that he is getting some better protection this year, Tom.
Did your mom sweat out your hits?
Yeah. Moms of quarterbacks and kickers sweat out all games, trust me. There are times they don't want to watch. Kathy Clausen. Got 3 good quarterback sons, if you will. Rick and Casey.
Pretty good divot there that John Gonzalez got a shot of. On the slant, it's broken up. That's pretty good defense by Notre Dame. It was Lambert, I believe, that made the defensive play, didn't he?
It was.
Pass intended for Warren Ruland. with the first down line today, brought to you by Xerox. Warren Rudlin, the freshman from Mission Viejo, California, and the younger brother of Conrad Rudlin, who was at Notre Dame and then transferred to Stanford. 6 minutes to go, first half. From the shotgun, Pritchard. Handed off to Gerhardt.
There are a lot of blue jerseys around the line of scrimmage right now. You know, Stanford may have run for a lot of yards in that first half, but there's a lot of guys up front. And it just makes it awfully difficult to run a Core 1 Browns defense when you have that many guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think there was a ninth one back there, and there's just, you know, just nowhere to go.
So now 3rd down and 7. Pritchard. Sack. Only the 2nd sack of the season. It was
45.
Darius Fleming.
Another one of those, those up-and-coming freshmen. Remember that freshman class, number 45, and the coaches said, you know, he's going to play more and more. He played some on special teams in the first few games. We're going to get him in the real defensive sets. You know, an outstanding linebacker in high school. They'll use him as a pass rusher using his quickness. He came right up the gut.
David Green, 4th down punt. Armando Allen tried to make a fair catch. Picked up by Stanford, but there's a flag down. That'll be interference with the opportunity to make the fair catch.
Will Powers is the guy that kind of ran it in for Stanford.
Jim Harbaugh all the way out on the field to plead his case.
Interference with the opportunity to catch the kick. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Yeah, that is a tough one with 4:38 left.
Here's what happened. Fair catch called, but the punt short. I'm not sure it wasn't his own man that got in his way.
A lot of people are like, aren't you too young to invest in the markets? And, you know, A, don't worry about it. I mean, you don't know how old I am. And B, I use E-Trade, so check it. Click. I just bought stock. You just saw me buy stock. No big deal. I mean, you know, if I can do it, you can do it. Whoa.
It's so easy. Trades from $6.99 to $9.99. There are 1,000 new accounts a day at E-Trade.
The phone company has an important message for its customers. Don't listen to Vonage.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really?
With Vonage, you get unlimited local and long-distance calls for just $24.99 a month.
Unlimited for just $24.99?
What do you charge?
Hey, for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed is...
Your prices?
Whoa.
Sign up now with Vonage and get 1 month free using your high-speed internet connection.
Call 1-888-765-4VON or go online today.
From the foothills to the bay, it shall ring as we sing. It shall ring and float away. Hail, Stanford, hail. Hail, Stanford, hail.
Monday, October 13th.
Can't believe I'm leaving a message for myself.
They can communicate, but they'll never meet.
Listen very carefully to what I have to say. Your life depends on it.
One man, living 2 different lives. Christian Slater, My Own Worst Enemy, Monday, October 13th on NBC.
Stanford coach Jim Harbaugh was
incensed over the penalty call on his player. And as we looked at the replay, it looked like perhaps his own man calls Armando Allen, who carries here.
Let's have another look, Tom. I think you may well be right. I think it's number 31, Sergio Brown, in the blue jersey that really bumps into Armando Allen. Then it bounces off Wilcox Fogel's shoulder pad. Should be down there. Here's another look at it. See number 31. He, runs right into the punt returner. And so I don't believe that's a penalty. And indeed, Jim Harbaugh doesn't.
You think?
Yeah. He said, hey, the special teams are
still has a good arm.
Special team, the best part of our team.
Second down and 10. Irish at the Stanford 48. Clausen's pass deflected, almost intercepted by G.K. Amajoy. Let's go to Alex.
Hey, Tom, Jim Harbaugh has been jabbing with the referees all day long, and as you guys just said, he clearly did not disagree with that last penalty, telling any referee that would listen, you got that call wrong. That was the wrong call.
Did any of them listen?
No, most of them don't. Yeah, most of them don't. Gotta tune him out.
Clausen had hit 5 straight before he threw that last near interception. It's third down and 10. And Clausen changes the play from the shotgun. Down the sideline. Caught by Floyd for the touchdown.
And Tom, the third audible touchdown of the year by Jimmy Clausen. This guy is really maturing.
Freshman Michael Floyd with his third touchdown reception of the season. It covered 48 yards.
Yeah, that guy's a touchdown just waiting to happen. Only threw to him once before, but they give him chances, and he is just so good when the ball's in the air. See Charlie Weiss kind of slapping him on the head as he used to with Brady Quinn when he came on the sideline after a very good audible.
Brandon Walker will attempt the point after and put it through.
There's a lot to being a quarterback. It's not just throwing the ball all over the field, but it's seeing things, reading things. Not only did he, make the audible, you see how he looked the free safety off? He looked left first just to get his old high school teammate, Sean Weiser, out of the way. And you're going to see Michael Floyd's strong release against Osai. I mean, once again, Michael Floyd, had a lot of big plays up at the top, up here. But watch how he looks left, then comes back. Perfect trajectory so the free safety can't get there. And Michael Floyd catches another touchdown for the Irish. QBs like it, offensive coordinators like it, students like it. Yeah, he knew it was a touchdown. That's good preparation, right, Tom?
Yeah, and Mike Haywood must have seen the same thing Jimmy Clausen saw with the way the defense was aligned. Clausen made the change of the play and hit his freshman for a touchdown.
It's just a beautiful thing when you get ready all week and you say, here's going to be audible if they do this, and then you do it right, you hit it for a touch. It's a pretty good feeling.
Burkhardt will kick off. Delano Howell, the deep man. Howell tracks it down at the 1-yard line. Broke the first tackle, makes it out to about the 23-yard line. And coming up, it's the Mercedes-Benz Notre Dame halftime show. Jimmy Roberts, Peter King in the New York studio with all the scores and highlights. Sports Illustrated's Austin Murphy will talk about the big stories this college football season and preview SI's upcoming all-time college football team. Andrea Kramer will preview the big matchup in Jacksonville between the Steelers and the Jaguars on Sunday Night Football. And Peter, as always, the latest news from around the NFL. All of that coming up on the Mercedes-Benz Notre Dame halftime show. Anthony Kimball. Alex.
Hey, Tom, just a quick update on Jim Harbaugh. The ref has warned him and his team that if he or his coaches are on the field again, he will throw a flag on them. Wants Jim Harbaugh to calm it down.
These are Pac-10 officials, right?
These are Pac-10 officials.
We may see these guys again. And this is kind of an important series for Tavita Pritchard. You know, that they want to run the football game, but you got to keep the score manageable. Down by 14. Well, they need to get something on the board here with 3 minutes left in the half.
Kimball breaks to the outside. Down the sideline, there's a flag down. Flag came a little late. It's 17 yards if it stands.
I think they may have gotten the fullback, Marisic, number 48, on a hold. The guy who's on their touchdown drive through two key blocks.
Holding on the offense, number 48. 10-yard penalty, second down.
It was Owen Marisic.
Yeah, had a real number 48 there. Just kind of grabbed a hold of, I think it was McCarthy. There he goes, like the honeymooners, you know?
That's good.
There we go.
Second down in 16. Richards' pass intercepted. Third interception of the day by the Notre Dame defense, picked off by Kyle McCarthy. There's a flag down, and McCarthy is having a monster game for Notre Dame.
He's got 11 tackles, Tom. 11 tackles and an interception. 4 solos, 7 assists, and an interception.
Personal foul on Notre Dame, number 96. 15-yard penalty from the end of the play, first down.
Pat Kuntz a little too fired up.
Kyle McCarthy has had a sensational game and season. Just talk about Tavita Pritchard really kind of knowing the kind of part of the game, just kind of let it get away from him. Over here, McCarthy right here, you know, reading the eyes, saw the play action fake, and then he just turns and runs to the square out and really beat Ryan Whalen to the route that he was supposed to run. Well, McCarthy, former quarterback in high school at Youngstown, Ohio. Lives in the kingdom with a bunch of his roommates.
From Cardinal Mooney High School, not only a quarterback, but a running back, defensive back, place kicker, baseball player.
Played the trombone, I think, a little bit at halftime.
38-yard line. 2:45 left, second quarter. Irish trying to add to a 21-7 lead after their third interception of the first half. Clausen escaped, got it to Allen.
That looked like a block in the back to me.
And Allen and the Stanford coaches, Jim Harbaugh, jumped about 3 feet in the air, and then he said, "Up, that warning, I don't know." Pat Maynard finally tracked him down.
Again, Jimmy Clausen does it for you. They were going for the home run again. It's not there. Just dump it off. And looked like a block in the back right there. That should have been a block in the back by Golden Tate. It wasn't called. But indeed should have been a penalty.
Stanford has not gotten any breaks from this Pac-10 crew, for sure. Second down and 6.
Big cushion up top.
Clausen across the middle to Allen. Inside the 20-yard line before he's pushed back. It gained 15 yards.
You know, we're seeing a real transformation, you know, Armando Allen, Tom. You know, he was kind of the change of pace back a year ago, even at the beginning of this year, but now he's become the featured back as a receiver, as a runner, as a kick returner as well.
Charlie Weiss saying I want to get him the ball in space.
Yeah, flipping around a little bit.
He is. He has 6 receptions for 62 yards and a touchdown.
This, you know, when you get down here, though, that tight end, the 6'6" tight end, Rudolph, you always, you're a defensive coordinator, you worry about those kind of guys.
Clausen directing traffic as he rolls and spotted Rudolph right at the sideline for the reception.
And just protecting the football, knowing the circumstance of the game. You're up by 14, no need to force it. And good footwork by the football player Kyle Rudolph.
Eric Lorig was chasing Clausen, who still managed to get it to Rudolph. There's Robert Hughes into the backfield now, replacing Allen. See the different players that Clausen has hit today. 4th catch by the freshman tight end. Going for the end zone, and Grimes for the touchdown.
Well, they said out.
Out of bounds. So it was out of bounds, even though it was a tremendous catch over the shoulder by Grimes. Did not get the requisite 1 foot down. Possession.
No,
just carried him out of bounds.
Yep. Field judge right there. Right into the Leprechaun.
Correct call.
That was a heck of a throw, though. 2 white jerseys right in front of him. Had to loft it over them, still trying to keep it inbounds. Before cameraman's okay.
Clausen has hit 9 of his last 11. The 2 that were incomplete went out of bounds. They were caught out of bounds. Clausen chased. Flips it away to Floyd. Clausen.
That was an ill-advised throw by Clausen.
That was dangerous.
That was dangerous. And Eric Olson, the outstanding left guard, son of a firefighter, New York, down.
And
good tackle by Macaluso.
There he is. Macaluso had a hold of Clausen.
Well, Jimmy was making a lot of good decisions, but that you got away with one there, didn't he? Yeah, got away with one. But more importantly for the Irish, Eric Olson, who has played so well at left guard the last week or so, on the field down.
And Floyd tackled by Clinton Snyder as they tend to Eric Olson. You see there's his dad, who is here with some of his firefighter friends from New York. His dad, Andy, who brought some of his firefighter friends. Andy retired after 27 years in the New York Fire Department. You remember the story about Eric when he was in the 8th grade during the 9/11 attacks. His dad was in Manhattan, and as all the firefighters, including his unit, were called into the Twin Towers, didn't get there in time before the towers had collapsed, but for 30 hours Eric and his mom Joanne didn't know the fate of Eric's dad. His dad had been promoted, was training in Queens, didn't get to Manhattan until the buildings had come down, and said for a long time his dad wouldn't open up about it, but was really affected by it and brought some of his buddies, Eddie Porto, Tom Downing, Ken Christensen, Tim O'Neill, and Eddie Thompson, all firefighters, to Notre Dame today from New York, and they brought with them some poppy seed bagels for Coach Charlie Weiss, of which he was appreciative. Field goal attempt by Brian Walker, 41 yards. Not even close as Walker's woes continue.
Take a look at number 55, Eric Olson, left guard, who said really played particularly well last week in the hot Charlie Weiss. Let's see, right there he is. Oh, yeah, you know, just got rolled up on one of his teammates. I think it was Sam Young.
You know, he is an industrial arts, a man who likes to design things. He designed this tattoo, the leprechaun, and only the strong survive. And on the other side of his arm, a firefighter with angel wings, surrounded by angels. A tribute to his dad and all the firemen in New York who responded to 9/11, many of whom lost their lives. And here's Andy with his buddies from New York, hoping his son is okay. Under a minute to go as Stanford takes over at the 24. First down catch by Austin Gunder. Short gain to the 30. Maurice Crum makes the tackle. Stay with us at halftime for our Mercedes-Benz Notre Dame halftime report. College football scores, highlights, and much more at intermission. Pritchard's pass behind his intended receiver, Gunder.
I think he did catch it. He kind of stayed with it.
On the rebound, lying on his back, I think he made the catch, huh?
Not only is he a really good smart guy, he's a pretty good athlete. Mechanical engineering. Already graduated with a mechanical engineering degree, and now working on his master's in aeronautics and astronautics. Hangs in there with it, catches it with his legs, really. Nice conversation with Austin yesterday, keeping it alive there. Really, among some remarkable students at Stanford, perhaps the most remarkable, is shy of the first. He walked into his very first class, an engineering class. It was actually a physics class his freshman year, only to find out that the professor had won the Nobel Prize in physics.
A Nobel Prize winner in physics, teaching his first class, a freshman class. Wide open for the reception is Ryan Whalen as a Stanford first down, ducks out of bounds. 24 seconds. Gain of 15 yards.
So Zachary, their kicker, has kicked a 52-yarder this year. They would have to get down to the Irish about 35-yard line to give him that shot. Still have 2 timeouts.
There's the kicker. Pritchard evades the rush. Whalen, did he make the catch? Apparently, well, let's see, they're marking the spot, yes. It's close to the turf, and I wasn't sure whether he had caught it or not. Let's see it again.
Pritchard's pretty good on his feet, isn't he?
Yeah.
Brian Smith was going to get a hold of him. It's a catch.
Is a catch, yeah.
They say, you throw it to anywhere near Ryan Whalen, he's going to get it. First start a week ago, caught 7 for the Cardinal.
Stanford stops the clock with a timeout in 17 seconds. They have 1 left. This season, the Notre Dame experience extends to NBCSports.com. Each Notre Dame Saturday kicks off a half hour before every game with the Vonage Notre Dame countdown to kickoff. And following the telecast, check out the Vonage postgame report with instant analysis and the coaches' live press conferences. And every Thursday, watch Irish Live presented by Vonage. For the complete Notre Dame experience, go to NBCSports.com.
Well, with 17 seconds and still a timeout, there's still hope for at least a field goal attempt, right? Just need about, 12, 15 yards to give
the ball's
Zachary.
at the 48, yeah.
Good, strong leg.
Pritchard's in the shotgun. Pick up the blitz. Pritchard has to throw it away as he was chased by Sergio Brown. That'll be a grounding call.
Yeah, got to get the ball near or to the line of scrimmage, right? Don't think he gets there.
Picked up 1 blitzer, but not the second.
Yeah, there's some guys coming and off the corner. And
potential grounding.
Again, when you get outside the tackle box, the ball has got to get back to the line of scrimmage. They're generally pretty liberal about that. But the packed-in official again calls it against Pritchard. Probably the right call, though. Sergio Brown is a disruptor, though, for the Irish, isn't he? Sergio Brown just seems to make a lot of plays.
He's a pest.
He is a pest. Nickelback, plays in those kind of situations. That already blocked a punt this year, had a sack, tipped a bunch of balls.
8 penalties now against the Cardinal and 3 pass interceptions. And with another blitz, Pritchard's going to run with it. Tripped up by Darius Fleming. Fleming, who had a sack earlier, makes that tackle, and Jim Harbaugh says let it run out. And the first half does come to a close. Jim Harbaugh's team moved the ball up and down the field, but interceptions were their undoing. Let's go to Alex now with Coach Weiss.
Coach, it seems like you're really able to get a lot of pressure in the second quarter of this game. What's allowing that?
Well, they're doing a couple of things. They came out in the first quarter with that unbalanced line, and they were pounding us pretty good. But I think that we've settled down right there, and we have a better idea how to get to them.
And what is that? How do you get to it?
We'll just have to wait and find out, right?
Okay. Your left guard, Eric Olson, taken into the locker room. What did they tell you happened to him?
Well, I didn't see that because I saw Jimmy in front of me, so I'm going to have to find out when we go inside because I saw Jimmy flipping this ball here at the end right there, so I didn't see what happened with Eric.
All right, we'll check in with you later. Thanks, Coach.
All right, so Charlie Weiss, still with that bad knee, heading to the locker room with a 21-7 halftime lead. Jimmy Roberts and Peter King now standing by in our New York studio. We'll have the halftime performances of the Notre Dame band at NBCSports.com. But now it's time for the Mercedes-Benz Notre Dame halftime show. Let's go to Jimmy Roberts.
All right, Tom, thanks. Coming up on the Mercedes-Benz halftime show, we'll update you on this afternoon's key games in college football.
Say there could not be any better band in all of college football than the Notre Dame band, and they celebrated here at halftime today the 100th anniversary of the Notre Dame Victory March.
And they had the alumni band with them to do that. Pretty special.
Anyway, first half was a good first half as J.Clausen continues to mature before our eyes.
Yeah, 221 yards in the first half, but how about K.McCarthy? I mean, 11 tackles and an interception. You know, we always talk about all the offensive stars, but K.McCarthy has been sensational.
All right, what about our Charles Schwab, our Chuck conversation?
Well, let's talk with Chuck again about, we'll start with J.Clausen. Hey, just keep doing what you're doing, which is managing the game. We're seeing this guy really emerge over the last couple of weeks, Tom. He has been sensational, done everything right. Defense, though, for Notre Dame, they've got to stop the run a little bit better. I mean, they gave up 144 yards to a pretty good running football team. And then for Stanford, you mentioned 3 turnovers. That is just a, team killer.
So Stanford moved the ball, but the turnovers, they're undoing that first half. And Jim Harbaugh did not have a pleasant visit to South Bend.
No, so far. But, good defensive series here. He gets it started for him.
All right, so the Irish leading 21-7. And the University of Notre Dame may be famous for its football program, but it's also an institution firmly committed to excellence in education and research. And throughout this season, we'll be sharing with you examples of how Notre Dame professors and students are working on projects that are having a great impact in the U.S. and around the world. Here's a look at this week's featured project.
Trillions of dollars are moving around the world every year illegally. People want textbooks, cars, DVDs, everything that makes life livable. Your salary, your retirement, the safety of your family is affected by illegal economies.
Anthropologist Carolyn Nordstrom has traversed marketplaces and smuggling routes in Africa, Asia, and the United States to better understand the world's illegal markets. Following the transport of both ordinary and dangerous goods, she hopes to find solutions to complex socio-economic and ethical issues.
Why do I study this? Because we're at risk. Because our world is at risk. The 21st century is different. We are global. If we can't map what's taking place both legally and illegally, we can't control it. And if we can't control it, we are facing some serious political and economic dangers.
In class, Professor Nordstrom really opened up a whole new world. Studying under someone who's actually been there, who's done the field work, it makes it so much more powerful.
Muitas dessas coisas são fabricadas aqui, por exemplo, esse aqui.
If we live in a world of textbooks, we forget that the world is a vibrant place and that we are part of it and that we can do something about it.
The University of Notre Dame asks, what would you fight for?
Fighting disease.
Fighting to improve living standards.
Fighting for justice.
Fighting for a healthy global economy. We are the Fighting Irish.
So many different aspects to this University of Notre Dame. They lead 21-7 before the second half starts. Let's check in with Alex.
Hey, Tom. Well, Tavita Pritchard threw 3 turnovers in the first half. Jim Harbaugh had a talk with him at the half, told him that he needs to do a better job of setting his feet. Word for word, he said he told them, see lanes, see throws. On the defensive side of the ball, Harbaugh saying he wants to do a better job of pressuring Notre Dame's quarterback, J.Clausen. Tom?
All right, Alex. And, when Jim Harbaugh talks to you about quarterback play, you listen.
Yeah, absolutely. Tavita does really need to step up and make some faster decisions.
Zagori kickoff as Notre Dame receives to start the second half. This is Armando Allen. Allen gets a block from George West and crosses the 30-yard line as we take a look at our Vonage first half stats as Stanford considerably outrushing the Irish, but they Notre Dame had the passing edge. Penalties were big, as were obviously those 3 turnovers.
The most critical statistic in any football game is the turnovers.
Notre Dame got through now all of last week and first half this week without a turnover.
Yeah, and in defense, they've created 12 this season.
Allen, first down carry. Tom Kaiser with a stop. There's the third quarter offense, the great improvement against Purdue.
21 points and 204 yards. That was the one thing he said, hey, we were missing. You know, we didn't really come out and start second halves well. They sure did last week, and the offensive line was terrific. And speaking of the offensive line, it's nice to see Eric Olson, number 55, back in.
Left with an injury in the first half. Back to start. First series of the second half. Flag down. Must have been a false start.
False start. Number 7 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Called it on Clausen.
Eric Olson been a big part of the resurgence of the Irish offense the last couple of weeks. Had a nice chance to talk to him yesterday. Pretty good athlete in high school. Was actually a big-time lacrosse player.
Right.
And a big-time eater at one of the local eateries was Eric Olson. And some of his teammates happened to go to a local restaurant on Thursday nights and do some damage.
Clausen, after the penalty, whips it downfield and through the hands of Golden Tate. Chris Evans defending for Stanford.
There's Eric Olson, and he and the offensive lineman, they go every Thursday night, right, Tom? And
yep.
What did he have?
6 pieces of chicken parmesan, big pieces I think too, and a big old plate of spaghetti, a bunch of garlic bread. We weren't able to determine how much a bunch is, but we think it's considerable as well. But you know what he didn't have?
Nothing green. There was nothing green in that meal.
Stanford blitz is picked up, so Clausen goes deep for Floyd. And it's incomplete.
The amazing thing, even though he didn't catch that ball, Michael Floyd is 2 steps ahead of Osai, who won the Pac-10 championships in the 100 meters. You know, Michael Floyd is a guy who's had 2 straight good games. Top of the screen there, running by Osai. But 2 weeks ago against Michigan State, sets a freshman record with 7 catches. Last week, 100 catches. Caught one just like that last week. Perfect throw by Jimmy Clausen.
Yeah.
But you see how he left Jimmy Clausen enough field to throw the ball to.
Most punting on 4th down as Stanford holds and forces a 3-and-out the first series of the second half. Baldwin. Ooh, decked.
Maurice Crum. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. More starters playing special teams lead to better special teams.
And plays like that. 45-yard punt, 6 on the return, and a headache for Baldwin.
On October 7th, $100,000 could be yours. And it doesn't matter if you live in a penthouse or mom's house. Whether you're looking at early retirement or retiring early, it's anybody's game to win.
Can't read this. Can you read this?
I can't read this.
What's wrong with this?
It's in black and white.
Black and white's what's wrong with this?
Should be in color.
That is better. How'd you do that?
Xerox Color. It makes business sense.
It was all over the place, literally. An IRA here, a bunch of funds there. That's why we kept putting off moving here. We thought it'd be a nightmare. But actually, with Schwab, it was the opposite. You get this concierge person. He did the paperwork, called the old firm for me, showed us around the website, all that stuff. It was a breeze.
Notre Dame football is brought to you by ADT Security Services, always there. By Charles Schwab, premium service, expected, don't pay for it. Talk to Chuck, Charles Schwab. And by McDonald's. First possession of the second half for the Stanford Cardinal. 21-7 trailing on the scoreboard.
Good opening defensive series for Stanford.
What you said they needed to do to get back in it. Now they need to convert with Gerhardt. Fumbled the ball, but he was already down at the 40-yard line. Brian Smith, the tackle.
Talking to Jim Harbaugh about Gerhardt this week. He was saying, you know, he wants to be great, but he'll do all the things necessary to get there. You know, watches a lot of tape, works hard in the weight room, practices hard. One of those guys, you know, the game's important to him. His father, a high school coach in Southern California. He's got a brother who plays baseball at Arizona State, triplet sisters who are softball players. I wonder who's going to come to the farm next year.
72 yards rushing for him. Here's a pass deflected and incomplete.
I think of our man P.Kuntz again.
There's Kuntz. Master of the tipped pass.
Yeah, you know, he had 7 last year to lead all NCAA defensive linemen. I believe this is his 2nd today. See, he's just kind of, he knows he can't get to the quarterback, but he just watches the quarterback's eyes. He tipped one there, and he had an interception in the first half.
And that sets up a 3rd down and 3. They converted only 2 of 5. Pritchard under center, maybe changing the play here. Threw it dangerously across the middle into double coverage, and it falls incomplete.
A good defensive series by Stanford, and the Irish return it with their own good defensive series. Maurice Crum right there in the middle, number 40, kind of getting in that passing lane.
Pass kind of in between 2 receivers that probably were too close together. David Green is on to punt to Armando Allen. With an attempt to block, didn't quite get it, so Armando Allen makes the fair catch.
We talk about Notre Dame's playing some pretty good defense that first half of those interceptions, and there's a tip ball, and then D.Bruton gets that 4th turnover in scoring zones, and then the tip ball or the interception by P.Kuntz here. Read that screen perfectly. Just had a tip a moment ago, and then Darius Fleming, one of those rising freshmen coming on for the Irish, making the sack.
And Corwin Brown gathers his defenders around him. And Corwin noting, too, as we have throughout the season, that maybe they only have a couple of sacks now, counting 1 today, but the sacks have disrupted, the blitzes, excuse me, have disrupted the offense and caused some miscues by the opponents. Here's Allen out of the backfield.
You're right, Tom. We really saw that last week against Purdue. I mean, they really got into Curtis Payne's face, made a throw, alter his throwing motion a lot. You'd love to get the sacks because it's disheartening for teams and loss of yardage, but there's some other ways of doing it as well.
A 4-yard gain on that pass to Allen. It's 2nd down and 6. David Grimes in motion. Clausen under center. Hands it off to Allen. Flag is down as Armando would have a 1st down if the play stands. But
holding on the offense, number 51. 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
The center, Dan Winger, with a hold.
Dan Winger is the center right there.
3.
And he's got that left arm hooked. And Volkey.
That wipes out the 1st down run.
But you know, as well as the offensive line has started, always starts with the center. You know, Dan Winger, he's the guy that calls the audibles, calls the protection, and snaps the ball to Clausen. And as we said, they've come on this year certainly protecting Jimmy Clausen. Ran the ball well last week, although not running particularly well today. But it starts with Dan Winger.
Jr. was injured, didn't play in 06. Last year started 5 times. And here a starter, a junior from Coral Springs, Florida. So 2nd down and 16 after the penalty. Here Clausen saying watch 4-4 as he gets the pass out to David Grimes. Watch 4-4. 4-4's Pat Maynor, the Stanford linebacker.
Good idea to watch him. He is their leading disruptor with sacks and tackles for losses and everything else. Right in there, and he's saying, hey, you're our middle linebacker, and that tells the offensive line exactly which way and who they should block. And they might, maybe 4-4 one play, and then a different guy another time. Might even be a defensive back, just the way that they prepared for it.
We could hear Clausen that last time, though, as he pointed him out. So it went for 10 yards. 3rd down and 6. Blitz comes. Clausen, sack. The blitzer, Bo McNally.
Well, you talk about a perfectly timed, strong safety blitz. I mean, this year, Jimmy Clausen has really been terrific on this, but this time McNally comes right up the middle. And I tell you, you prepare for these things. He's right here. Perfectly designed, perfectly timed.
And really nothing you can do.
No. He had 3 rushers on the left side, 2 blockers. So that's a well-schemed blitz by Ron Lynn, the defensive coordinator.
And so Moust punts from his own goal line. Baldwin runs up on it. His own man hit him. That ball's free. There's a flag down.
You still have to give him the opportunity to catch, right?
Osai recovered it. That's eerily similar to the one that we saw in the first half when Notre Dame had Allen interfered with by Sergio Brown, his own player.
Catch of the kick on the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, spot on the foul.
Okay, 2 good defensive series by Ron Lynn's defense.
Indeed.
And the Cardinal going to get excellent field position.
Ron Lynn, there's the play. Interference with a fair catch. Ron Lynn, the longtime NFL coordinator, now working for Jim Harbaugh at Stanford. Clausen stymied that time. Irish fans would like to see Santa arrive early at Notre Dame Stadium with some gifts, and the Golden Domers of all sorts and sizes are here today. You kind of qualify as a Golden Domer without the helmet.
Thank you. Thank you. Got the little monkey's bottom behind me.
Hand off to Kimball.
Right into the arms of number 28, K.McCarthy, and Brian Smith as well. McCarthy picks up his 12th tackle of the game. He comes from a big Notre Dame family. His grandfather was captain of the Notre Dame baseball team in 1947. He's got a brother, Brian, who's in law school here, and a younger brother, Dan, who's on the football team. A whole slew of McCarthys.
Second down and 8. Kimball picking his way forward. Driven down finally by Terrell Lambert. That's a gain of 5.
Good block by Andrew Phillips, the right guard on the pole. He's right here, number 71. Watch him come around the corner, and good nifty run by Anthony Kimball. So he kind of chips number 58, Brian Smith, and allows Kimball to get right around him for the nice gain.
Here's Michael Thomas back into the backfield for Stanford to take the direct snap. Defensive back, who was a high school quarterback, fakes the handoff. He still has it. Notre Dame not fooled. Stopping for a loss. Kyle McCarthy.
Just say 2-8. I didn't see how many tackles we had. I'm going to the officials. He's been unbelievable, McCarthy. Again, right down here, 28 again. Wow. How about 12 tackles for McCarthy? And again, just see solo tackle again, Tom.
Yep.
Against a pretty nifty runner.
Against, in the open field to make a tackle like that. So Aaron Zagori, a 42-yard field goal attempt.
Missed 4 last year against the Irish.
This one he missed 2.
And that's 5 straight he's missed against Notre Dame.
He had hit 6 of 7 on the season before that one, but never was even close. It remains 21-7.
I'm Reggie Bush. This is Practice Poppy. Shh. Where you at, baby?
And this is their 3rd possession of this 3rd quarter. It starts at the Irish 25. Take the toss, handed instead to Armando Allen. Got a 3-yard gain. As so far in the second half, the Stanford defense has squashed the Notre Dame offense.
Yeah, Ron Lynn is really the defensive coordinator. Did a great job at halftime with his team. Yes, indeed. Nothing open down the field, and certainly have not run the ball well. And last week they were so good in the 3rd quarter.
They were able to shake those 3rd quarter woes that had bothered them. As you look at Ron Lynn.
38 years in coaching.
Clausen caught in traffic by Floyd. Michael Floyd, despite close defense from Osai, takes it for 13 yards.
The 4th catch of the day for Floyd, number 3. Again, a little square in route. Saw him run a cut. You know, that's really good coverage. It's just a perfect throw and a nice catch. Real tight coverage.
Initial first down of the second half by the Irish. They do a loser at home to Penn State today.
Wildcats doing Kentucky, you know?
Hand off to Allen. About 3 yards on that one. There's the Alabama-Kentucky score, 14-zip, Crimson Tide.
How you feeling about that?
Oh, not surprised. Have you seen a better half than what Alabama had against Georgia in Athens?
That you know, we talk about Notre Dame's offensive. Alabama's offensive line is awesome.
Second down and 6. Clausen had a little mustard on that one to Grimes. A little off target, though, and Grimes had to kind of reach behind to catch it, but got it. So the Irish hoping to convert now on 3rd down. And they have to get that yellow line, and our first down line brought to you by Xerox.
Only 2 of 7 today on 3rd down. So Stanford playing very good 3rd down defense.
Neither team has been very productive on 3rd down.
And both of them 2 of 7. I keep track of those things, Tom.
What percentage is that?
It's not very good. Not what you want.
Flags down.
Before the snap, false start, number 7 on the offense.
That's twice now, right?
He must be bobbing his head or something in an attempt to draw them offside. Let's see if we can pick something up here.
Hey, Bob Greasy was the best at drawing people offside.
Well, nothing obvious. Maybe something in his cadence. In any event, instead of 3rd and short, it's 3rd and long. Neither team has scored here in the 3rd quarter, ticking down towards 6 minutes left. So watch 43. That was the middle linebacker being chased. He unloads it, and it's caught by Grimes for a first down.
I'll tell you. First of all, the effort of Pat Maynor, Stanford, and then J.Clausen just feeling him and now smiling at him, just feeling him breathing down his neck. You know, he was talking about breathing down the coach's neck. Well, Pat Maynor had some breath on J.Clausen's back. Trust me. Coming right through the gap. First time we've seen him roll out. Waiting at the last moment, getting the ball into a tight spot. And David Grimes does a good job of coming back to the football, right? That's a good play.
Sees his quarterback in trouble, and here he comes back to the ball. That's a veteran receiver. Clausen has hit 5 in a row. Low snap, he picks it up. And he's going for the touchdown. It will be a hand fight between the 2, and Floyd adjusts to the football and makes the catch. He and Osai battling. It goes for 40 yards.
Okay, Jimmy Clausen took an incredible shot, but M.Floyd, he sure doesn't look like a freshman to me. Check his transcript. This guy adjusts the football in the air really well. Once again, Jimmy looks left first, so the free safety can't get there. And then M.Floyd does just a marvelous job when the ball is in the air. There's a high school basketball player finding it and then getting it. And if he doesn't get it, he's going to make sure the defender doesn't. And Jimmy Clausen took quite a shot.
And underthrown ball that the receiver adjusts to and comes back to get. Did a little push off in the interim as he and Osai were battling. And Jimmy Clausen now over 300 yards for the first time in his career. Allen, nowhere to go.
Flag down. I think, you know, the underthrown deep ball, Tom, is just can be a nightmare for a defensive back, right? Particularly when you have a big, tall receiver like M.Floyd.
Right.
Holding on the offense, number 74. 10-yard penalties from the previous spot. First down.
We go Sam Young. Doesn't like that. He says, we prefer not to have our name announced or our picture in the paper because then we're doing a good job.
Yeah. The less you hear about us, the better we're doing. Sam Young, who played particularly well last week in that second half, went over Purdue and really allowed Jimmy Clausen to throw a touchdown pass by picking up 2 different guys.
In his 3rd year as a starter, the junior from Coral Springs, Florida.
Started every game in his career at Notre Dame.
16-yard line, Notre Dame, first and goal. Pump once, Clausen drills, complete, touchdown, Rudolph.
Another play over the middle and another audible touchdown, Tom. That's 2 audible touchdowns today for Jimmy Clausen. He's well coached and he gets it. Directing traffic is Jimmy Clausen. You don't think a quarterback has a lot to do before the ball is snapped, and then once it's snapped, you got to drill it to your big tight end. Jimmy Clausen is really, really coming on, Tom. Just has a presence.
Well, Walker, extra point, good. Rudolph, the tight end, by Robbie Parrish with a hug from him. There's Jimmy Clausen, 5 for 5 on that drive for 82 yards, including the touchdown toss. 28-7 Irish.
The phone company has an important message for its customers. Don't listen to Vonage.
Well, over 2 million people have already joined Vonage.
Oh, really?
With Vonage, you get unlimited local and long-distance calls for just $24.99 a month.
Unlimited for just $24.99?
What do you charge?
Hey, for over 100 years, the only thing we've changed...
And a nice cut there, and then cuts down the sideline. Out of bounds across the 35-yard line. Well, the last time the Irish played defense, K.McCarthy, who's having a tremendous game, made that open field tackle, remember, on a key play, and he talked about making those open field stops.
The biggest thing actually is you got to come to balance, and you know, you can't be out of control coming up to make the tackle, but you got to keep with the hips, you can't fall for the head fake, and wrap them up. It's the biggest thing. It's kind of instinctive, and it's kind of, you know, you got to play by your rules, but you just got to come to balance and shoot your guns when you know you're going to make the play.
He's made some plays, hasn't he?
Man, 12 tackles today, plus the interception. Yikes.
All right, Stanford now needs something desperately. They begin from the 36-yard line. Pritchard, sack.
Yeah, it's Pat Kuntz, who's had a whale of a game, too. Huh?
He has, yeah.
Yeah, you remember the thing last night, he said he was going to rip off Marinelli's head, and I don't know who he got there, but he almost got Pritchard's head. And he actually went right through Andrew Phillips. Pat Kuntz, who's sported 3 different haircuts this year.
Which one do you like best?
Well, out of the 2 of them, actually, he said, you know, I was scaring too many female students on campus, so he went to a shaved head, but now he's got the mohawk going back.
Their third sack. As we mentioned, the sacks have not always come, but the disruption by the blitzes has.
Stanford has to play out of character too, right, Tom?
Yep. Now they're having to just wing it since they're behind to go away from their power running game. McNeil chasing Pritchard out of bounds. And do you think that Chris Marinelli might hold his tongue next time?
Yeah, indeed. Indeed. It was very popular around the Notre Dame locker room yesterday, his comments, kind of bashing Notre Dame in the community.
I think P.Kuntz took it personally.
Well, he did apologize, though. He did later.
That was a little too late.
Well, indeed. I said he's a smart guy, classics and economics major.
Third down and 13. Play action fake, and Pritchard sacked again. Brian Smith. That ball could still be live. Let's see. I haven't heard a whistle now.
I think I
They're
saw
marking it dead. Yes.
The referee called it down. Brian Smith, the disruptor.
And of course, here when Notre Dame knows they're going to have to pass, and that's not their comfort zone, as you said, just come after it. Loss of 12, the third sack of the day for the Irish.
They are really, really coming on, and he ran right through Jim Dre, a tight end, to make the sack on Pritchard, who got up very, very slowly.
Green. Allen says stay away from it. It's short, but it does take a good Stanford bounce. Allen may be the one to stay away from it. He telling everyone else to stay away from it, and it went right by his foot. So Notre Dame will take over with 2:27 left in the third quarter. Charlie Weiss and the Irish are looking good here. And we remind you,
it's football night.
Sunday night football, the Steelers and the Jaguars, and the Steelers with a little revenge on their mind, hoping to make up for that wild card loss to Jacksonville last year. The Jaguars knocked the Steelers out of the playoffs. So
Ben Roethlisberger around to 11 sacks last year in both their games.
That's Robert Hughes getting the call. Thrown back. That give him forward progress for a couple of yards. Pat Maynor led the charge.
You know, I live in Southern California. I saw Jimmy Clausen play in high school, and I wondered, hey, you know, the guy's accurate, but the level of competition wasn't very good. I said, hey, you know, is he tough enough? He's certainly tough enough. We found that out last year, as Charlie Weiss said. But he can play big-time college football. There's no doubt about it. We've seen him really, really grow up this year.
He was the National High School Player of the Year at Oaks Christian High School. The USA Today National Player of the Year. 3,400 yards, 49 touchdowns, 6 interceptions as a senior. Clausen escapes the rush. They had the blitz on and throws it away. Again, a smart play by a quarterback managing the game.
Just kind of avoiding pressure and dumping the ball down the middle. Another little, you know, avoid a sack. You pick up a short gain. They're pretty good outside the pocket today as well as inside, really exploiting the middle of the defense, and led to a career-high gain, 317 yards, 3 touchdowns. Most importantly, no turnovers.
Yep. A man who passed for nearly 11,000 in his high school career, 42-0. Of course, you know his brothers Rick and Casey were quarterbacks at Tennessee. And here we've seen the last 2 games really coming into his own in his sophomore season. Rolling again and delivering just before he goes out of bounds, throwing it away to prevent any damage.
Another heads-up play.
Chasing him.
Yep. Heads-up play by Clausen. You know, really. And, you know, his high school teammate playing free safety, Sean Weiser, number 32. He caught 29 touchdown passes from Jimmy Clausen when they were in high school together at Oaks Christian. Now playing free safety.
60 receptions, 16 touchdowns just as a senior.
Yeah. Best of friends since 6th grade. The fake punt.
Fake punt. That's Harrison Smith.
Casey.
21 yards and a Notre Dame first down as they go to the trickery.
Yeah, they got some things going in the second half, too. Just like last week in the second half, they kind of came on and And I tell you, what you do, you kind of count everybody off. Do I have 11 guys? 10. And where's number 11? Me. I'm number 11. And then that's really a fake, right? You do it just like you do it all the time.
Right.
It's kind of fun. Eric Moss, that we were talking to him yesterday, I said, why do you always count yourself as the 11th player? I says, I just want to make sure I'm on the field at the right time.
He said one time they had a player behind him. He forgot to count him. He went to the sideline and said, what are you doing? He said, I didn't have enough players. He said, no, there are 11 out there. That's Robert Hughes. Stopped by Amajoy.
Well, brimming with confidence. You know, what does that mean? That term is kind of tossed around a lot. We were talking to John Ryan of the Irish yesterday, and he said, you know, it's really just, to me, John Ryan was saying, it means trusting that guy next to you that he's going to do his job, and so I don't have to do anything more than I'm supposed to do. Well, if you believe in confidence, this is a team that's beginning to really brim with a lot of confidence. There's John Ryan.
Final seconds of the third quarter. Grimes.
Good tackle. Good tackle.
Loss of a yard. That was Clinton Snyder. As the third quarter comes to a close. So at the end of 3 here at Notre Dame Stadium, the Irish leading the Cardinal 28-7. And we'll return to Notre Dame Stadium after these messages from your local NBC station. You're watching Notre Dame football, presented by Vonage.
Use helicopter in the air. Proven experience, proven trust. Exclusively in HD, News Channel 8 at sunrise, where the news comes first.
I'm really proud of the entire football team, but two guys were just outstanding. What a job they did. You guys are super.
Thanks, Coach. All right. Sports Sunday in prime time, right after football.
News doesn't stop when you leave the house.
Wherever you are, rely on the strength of KGW.com.
Be the first to know when you need to know it now.
KGW.com. Local news, weather, traffic, anytime, anywhere.
Friday Night Lights, beat you there.
There's our Vonage score by quarters. Tchaikovsky's 18-12 overture, the traditional end of the third, start of the fourth quarter at Notre Dame Stadium.
What is Tchaikovsky's first name?
Peter Ilyich. David Grimes with the reception.
Yeah, it's the 7th catch for David today. And, you know, what Charlie Weiss was saying to us, you know, I've never really had a wide receiver that works and prepares as hard as David Grimes. And what he's done is really kind of lifted and led the young receivers, Golden Tate and M.Floyd.
David bothered by some back spasms earlier in the season, but obviously back full strength now.
He's had a real nice day.
At 7 receptions for 60 yards, and Clausen adding to his record totals.
There's 2 defensive linemen. You see all those linebackers inside.
Stopped for a loss, Robert Hughes. Here are the last 9 quarters, so they went to the no huddle on the road at Michigan State when they were losing, and they played it out last week and again this week, and you see what that has done for Jimmy Clausen's game, and it's what Charlie Weiss told us. He said, this is how we want to play.
Well, it's just, you know, they've molded it around Clausen's talents. I mean, this is what Jimmy feels comfortable doing.
And those good young receivers.
Good young receivers. You know, a lot of times he's in shotgun, not all the time. Some quarterbacks don't like the shotgun formation, but he certainly feels very, very comfortable.
Oh. Got away from that rusher and will tuck it under and slide safely down.
You see who almost hit him was his teammate Sean Weiser from high school. Just kind of laid off him. But again, Jimmy just doing enough.
And look at
coming to his defense, right?
Trevor Robinson coming right over to his quarterback's defense and pushing Pat Maynor out of the way.
Again, you know, the strength of Jimmy Clausen. Last year, he was probably, what, 15 pounds lighter, they told us, and had some, elbow surgery in the offseason, wasn't quite there.
Robert Hughes had a block in the back there, too, right at the end of that play, didn't he?
That was his old, I said, high school teammate who kind of laid off, number 32.
Yep, Sean Weiser. Maynard and Clausen with a couple of words before Trevor Robinson intervened.
Trevor Robinson, you mentioned, he's another one of those true freshmen really contributing. You've seen K.Rudolph catch a couple of touchdowns today. He's a freshman. Jimmy's kind of enjoying life at this point. Getting the captains together, saying it's settle it down, fellas. Trevor Robinson, number 78, one of those young guys on the rise, originally committed to Nebraska, change of coaching staffs, came to South Bend. Charlie Weiss said, hey, Chris Stewart, the starter, is not doing badly. He said, Robinson just deserves to play some.
Clausen's pass off target, intended for Floyd.
Well, did he attempt a field goal, Tom? Or
we tried to. Yeah. Walker missed his only attempt today, and remember last week he missed one badly, and then sort of as a confidence builder, Charlie Weiss sent him on to attempt one, and that's what he's going to do here.
I had a chance to talk to really a good kid, and he says, as painful for it is for me, it's worse for my mom, he was telling us yesterday.
It's a 46-yarder. Brandon Walker, 46 yards. And the fans let their displeasure be known. Tough to boo a college player, but Walker has struggled for sure. He's now 1 of 7 field goals.
Just talk about the unbalanced line, right? They shift over a tight end, and then a great block with a fullback again. Marisic, number 48, kind of kicks his guy out, and Toby Gerhardt finds that easy running. 99 yards right now for Toby.
Already had 2 games over 100. Kimball. Well, this game really turned in that first quarter, remember, when Stanford, using the power running game with Gerhardt, marched down the field twice, but both drives ending in interceptions, turnovers, and now out of their comfort zone a little bit, and they're behind so much.
Yeah, indeed. The Notre defense has been opportunistic. J.Clausen has been nearly flawless as a quarterback, throwing the 3 touchdown passes, hasn't thrown the interceptions, making all the right decisions.
Baldwin.
Good throw there that time by Chavita Pritchard.
Stopped by Robert Blanton, but Baldwin has the first down. Gain of 11.
Talking to Jim Harbaugh about recruiting, then one of the real challenges he has, he's done a great job recruiting in 2 years, but a very, very small pool of athletes that can play big-time college football and get admitted to Stanford. Look at this tackle.
Kimball shook 2, including 1 in the backfield. And, of course, Jim Harbaugh, his dad Jack, the longtime coach, over 40 years in the coaching business, and he said, well, it was just his destiny.
Early on, maybe 9, 10, 11, I said to myself, I'm like, I'm going to play football as long as I can, then I'm going to coach, then I'm going to die. And it was pretty much laid out for me. I had a plan back then.
You play as long as you can, you coach, and you die.
I think he's a good fit for Stanford,
yeah.
The former Big Ten Player of the Year from Michigan and 15 years in the NFL, and I think he's going to work out all right.
He thinks it's the best college football job in America.
I liked it when he was offered the job as Pritchard goes for the end zone. Wayland with a diving catch. They're going to mark him down inside the 1.
And a great change of pace. David Shaw, the offensive coordinator, is on short pass after short pass after short pass. They kind of quick little pump fake, and then he goes deep. And a guy you wouldn't expect it from, Ryan Whalen, caught 7 balls last week, and as we said earlier in the game, kind of one of those guys. The coaches love him because he'll do everything you ask and catch just about everything you throw to him. So trying to close this to a 2-score game.
27 yards inside the 1 now. And Stanford is forced to take a timeout. Well, we're talking about Jim Harbaugh, and when he said that he was off for the Stanford job, he said he didn't even bother to think about it. Didn't talk it over. They won. He said, yes, I'll take it.
I'll take it. Had some great coaches here, Tom, over the years, though, huh? Stanford coaching like Walter Camp. One of the all-time greats. Fielding Yost.
Before he headed to Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
Pop Warner, one of the all-time greats. And then as we approach the modern era, John Ralston, the great Bill Walsh, 2 different tenures. Dennis Green. And as Irish fans know, Tyrone Willingham, who was the Stanford coach before taking the job at Notre Dame. And now at Washington.
Yeah, but you're right. I think Jim Harbaugh, very, very good fit. You know, he says, we talked about those challenges about recruiting. He said something interesting. He said there's about 3,000 high school kids that are really premier football players, but he said only about 120, 150 of them could ever even be admitted to Stanford, and he's got to try to find 20 of them every year.
First and goal.
Watch the block by this fullback, Marisic. This is his kind of field position.
Gerhardt, the tailback. Hit and driven down.
I think it was 48. Steve Quinn, I think a backup linebacker, and comes in short yardage situation. Steve Quinn made that stop. But Marisic did his part, I'll tell you that. The fullback kind of cleared the way, but, you know, it was both Brian Smith and Steve Quinn putting the stuff on.
Quinn hit him the first time, and then Smith made sure forward progress didn't take him into the end zone. So Gerhardt now the lone setback, no fullback. Fake it to him, and Pritchard's pass is caught by the tight end Jim Dre for the touchdown.
Yeah, that old tight end pop, Jim Dre, coming back from a terrible, terrible knee injury a year ago against TCU. And a good play-action fake. Actually wasn't as wide open as I thought he would be after all the great running they did in this game, but just kind of lofted over the top. Let his 6'5" tight end make the catch. And Stanford's right back in the ball game.
Jim Dre, 2 catches this season, 2 touchdowns.
What percentage is that?
That's good.
Yeah.
Zagori's extra point is good. And there's big Jim Dre. All 285 pounds of him. TD, Stanford. Pritchard made the toss.
Ever since I lost 41 pounds on Nutrisystem, I'm getting that look again. And it's not a chick thing. Everyone feels better when people notice.
0 calories. And by E-Trade. Beautiful day on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. You saw the Golden Dome, and Stanford getting back in the game with that touchdown. Now they needed some big plays from their defense, as the Cardinal went 7 plays, 72 yards after having nothing going for them in the second half till that point. Jimmy Clausen, Ron Paulus talking on the sideline. West and Tate are the deep men for Zagori's kick.
If the Stanford's going to get really right back in it, it's going to have to start with the special teams play and some good defense.
Short kick. Golden Tate.
Ooh, he's hard to bring down.
Bounced off one man and then gang tackled short of the 30-yard line.
Balanced offense today by the Irish. Score 4 touchdowns. 3 of them through the air. The check down to Armando Allen, and there's the one rushing touchdown to Allen. 2 on the day for him, and then up top again to the freshman, M.Floyd. Perfect throw by Jimmy Clausen, and then a drill shot to his tight end K.Rudolph, another freshman who's emerging. Moving the ball around. You see, you get 2 receivers with 7 catches. Rudolph, the tight end, with 5. The freshman Floyd with 5 more.
I don't believe there was a penalty on the play, so they put it in play now. James Aldridge in the backfield for the first time today from the 29-yard line.
They'd love to eat some clock if they could with James Aldridge.
And Schwab, the fullback's in there too, but they hit behind the line of scrimmage. Aldridge. Eric Lorig was all over him. interesting today, Pat, that Notre Dame has put up 28 points, and their leading receiver, Golden Tate, has only 1 reception.
And 1 reception for just 10 yards. But, you know, that's what a good offense is. You know, if they're going to take away Golden Tate, and I'm sure he got a lot of Stanford's attention, you find something else, right?
Yep.
K.Rudolph over the middle has caught 5 for 70 yards, and, you know, Grimes has caught 7 over the middle. So they take one guy away, you find somebody else, and, you know, Allen has caught 7 out of the backfield as well. So they're just counterpunching. A good point, Tom. You're first today.
Not necessarily the last. Kamara.
Time is running out. You better hurry.
Kamara makes the catch for a couple of yards. His first catch, Snyder and Osai, the tacklers. And then we look at our first down line, brought to you by Xerox.
Notre Dame's got 18 of those first downs today. Been pretty efficient on offense.
There's a 3rd down and 8. Clausen's in the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. Plenty of time. Drills across the middle, incomplete. David Grimes sandwiched by the defenders. And good stop by the Stanford defense.
Another good defensive series. And they scored a touchdown. They needed a good defensive series, and boy, did they get it. I'll tell you, that was a dangerous throw by Jimmy Clausen.
Yeah, he had Thomas and McNally bracketing the receiver. Fell incomplete, so here is Most to punt.
A good snap by Kevin Brooks.
Baldwin fields it. Reverses his field. Got a block. Ducks to the outside. Hurdles one man. Off to the races down the sideline. Finally caught inside the Notre Dame 40-yard line.
Mike Anello saves a touchdown.
Anello tracked him down. 42-yard punt. But Baldwin with a 37-yard return.
Wow, yeah, he's had some pretty good returns this year. Doug Baldwin. He is their, home run threat as a receiver and as a returner.
He made some nice moves here, didn't he?
Really dodged a couple of guys, but the hustle play at number 37 at the top of the screen. He made his, I think it's his 11th? 11th special teams tackle of the year.
Big one there.
He earned his scholarship that they gave him at the beginning of the year.
Stanford with new life. Spot the ball at the 36 of Notre Dame. Pritchard, short drop, pass wide open, caught by Gunder. And Austin Gunder, the tight end, gets 11 yards, first down before McNeil finds him.
Tavita Pritchard has kind of come alive. You get that running game going, you got some short passes, but I think what really changed the pace the last series was the long pass to Ryan Whalen. Just kind of loosening that defense up a little bit.
Clock on the move, 7:45 and counting. Pritchard's pass again is caught in traffic by Ryan Whalen. It's good for 7.
I was watching Alex Fletcher, the center for Stanford, and he's one of the Pac-10's best offensive linemen. He did a terrific job there for Pritchard. And we were talking to Tavita yesterday, saying, Alex Fletcher and I watch a lot of tape together. And a little unusual. Most quarterbacks are watching with receivers and backs. He's watching with his center.
Gerhardt bouncing off tacklers, finally downed at about the 12-yard line.
When they get down in this area, they've been pretty good in the red zone as the Cardinal. And watch that fullback, Marisek, who's a devastating blocker. Just as we said, just loves the contact part of the game. And if you're going to run 2 backs, you've got to have tight ends and fullbacks who can lead block and then make the catch like this in the little pop pass.
First down from the 12. Toss, Kimball. Only a couple of yards to the 10.
Harrison Smith made a nice open field tackle there. Hasty, number 22. There's a guy who's having another Nice game. Charlie Weiss saying he's going to have to play big for us. He plays their Sam linebacker, which is the strong side linebacker, and Stanford likes to run that unbalanced line, pitch it, and come right at you. Fought off a block to make the tackle.
2nd down and 8. Clock approaches 6 minutes. Play action fake. Pritchard goes for the end zone. Was it? Yes, touchdown. Doug Baldwin. Was he inbounds or not? He was. He beat Terrell Lambert. Baldwin with a great catch in the corner of the end zone.
You said he beat Terrell Lambert, but not by much, Tom. But you don't have to when the ball's thrown that well. Catch, foot in, bobbled. I think he still had possession. You?
Nope, I'm not so sure.
Not so fast, my friend. Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly.
Had it early and then bobbled it some.
Well, it's a moot point. The extra point has been kicked.
But you know what? That's a smart play. Stanford hurried up the extra point kick so they couldn't review it. Heads up play by that smart Stanford football team.
28-21.
What do you want as your reward?
I want to take all my ladies out to a really nice dinner. Hey! My daddy's gonna sit right between them.
Hello, hello. Chase Freedom introduces rewards points you can use like cash to get anything you want.
I want a new house. For Rufus. Oh, Rufus, what kind of house would suit you?
With the Chase Freedom credit card, use your points to get any item, any place. Freedom matters. Chase what matters.
Dave, why does Ed have his own color printer? You know we can't afford that.
He's annoying. We need to keep him in his office. Besides, it's a Xerox phaser, $350, and it's net workable.
What about prints?
Pennies per page.
We all chipped in.
You all chipped in.
We had to.
Why?
We couldn't take it anymore.
Strange.
Here, at this modern-day watering hole, this urban Serengeti, it's man meets reptile.
So, Lucy, what are you doing?
Just a little online shopping.
You should check out Geico.com, get a free rate quote. If you like what you see, you can buy it online, over the phone, or at your local Geico office.
Cool.
Remarkable. Oh, no. Help! Did you hear something?
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Pittsburgh and Jacksonville. What a wild card game last year.
Roethlisberger is going to lose the ball, and the Jacksonville Jaguars survive.
After last year's playoff loss to the Jaguars, the Steelers are looking for revenge. Sunday night is payback night on NBC.
Doug Baldwin, touchdown catch.
Maybe.
Questionable. 28-21.
But Stanford did a heck of a job of quick snapping the extra point so it couldn't be reviewed. I'm sure they practiced that time.
Armando Allen takes the kick. Allen nowhere to go. Surrounded and taken down short of the 15-yard line by Pat Maynard.
Let's go back and look. And he may have bobbled it. Had it momentarily. Possession, foot down. You know, I still think it's a touchdown. I think he had possession with the foot down, but what Stanford does a really nice job.
Look at this now.
He used possession and a foot down,
yeah,
right? But it was 21 seconds. See how quickly the kicker ran on? Only 21 seconds elapsed between that play and the kick. So this is something they practice all the time.
But what shocked me was that the officials didn't review it. And I guess they were a little short to let it be known they needed to review it. Golden Tate's second catch is a first down.
I like to call. Ordinarily, when games get tight like this, sometimes offenses go into a shell, Tom, and how many times have we seen them lose games like that? But Mike Haywood with an aggressive first down call after Stanford's closed the gap to 1 touchdown. Golden Tate, you were talking about him earlier. That's his second catch. And he's a guy that gets most defense's attention because he is really, really good after the catch. Everybody looking at their wristbands as the play gets sent in from the sidelines.
5 on the play clock. Allen. Nice cut. Armando Allen. across the 45-yard line for a gain of 12.
Don't you think Armando Allen is making quicker decisions, and he certainly is stronger? I mean, much quicker decisions than he made a year ago. Good block by Dan Wenger, the center, allowed Armando Allen to make that cut. Watch number 51, just kind of blowing his guy away. Udofia, the nose tackle for Stanford.
The injured player is Mike Turkovich, the starting left tackle of the Irish. We'll look at Mike Turkovich. We'll take a break with 5:14 remaining.
Do you think that we, as the Coke brand, would have a case against the Coke Zero brand for taste infringement? What's your specialty?
I am in real estate law.
Perfect. Let's say this is a property, an architectural. It's been it's made a landmark. Next door, somebody buys the lot. They build an eerily similar house. What can we do there? Let's put on the lawyer pants and walk down that path.
Da, 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 da.
A lot goes through your mind after an accident. But with Liberty Mutual, insurance issues won't. Because we offer unlimited rental coverage, new car replacement, and accident forgiveness to help ease your mind. And that's our policy. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This Monday, a legend gives Chuck lessons in love.
I'll teach you everything you need to know.
And the fate of national security rests on Chuck's ability to flirt.
And what bands are you into?
We're dead.
Critics say Chuck's back and TV's a better place. Monday at 8/7 Central on NBC.
And then you see the check mark. That is Mike Turkovich, left tackle, who was helped off the field on that play. Once again, one of his teammates kind of fell into him.
Dan Wenger, I think, was pushed into him, so he's helped off. Replaced by Matt Romine, the 6'5", 292-pound sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma. 1st and 10 Irish at their own 45-yard line, trying to hold on with 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Allen.
Good run. Good strong run by Armando Allen.
And 5 yards to midfield.
He's stronger, he's more decisive, and boy, you know, he's got a little limp going too. He's been doing that pretty much all day, Armando Allen, limping around. But good receiving day for Armando. Last couple weeks, great kick returns. And this was a nice strong run when you really need it. You know, trying to grind out some clock. Picked up 5 yards on 1st down.
He goes out with that limp, and Robert Hughes is in.
He saw the blitz down here. He's changing that play.
Play clock, just got it off. Hughes gets the corner. Flag is down.
Yeah, just kind of a heads-up play by Clausen. We saw 2 touchdowns on audibles. That way he kind of ran away from the blitz. Saw the corner blitz by Osai, number 6. Said, hey, we're going to go the other way. We're not going to run right into the blitz.
Holding on the offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
David Grimes caught for the hold.
Jimmy Clausen has been well schooled and coached by Ron Paulus's quarterback coach. And he's getting it. There's Ron Paulus.
Former Irish quarterback.
Pretty good one.
Four minutes left in the game. Dawson's pass. Dangerous pass out there, but Tate holds on to it.
Yeah.
That one's picked off, and they take it all the way.
Good night, yeah. But when you have, you know, a receiver like Golden Tate who's strong and protects the ball and, you know, would have stepped in front of that receiver as well. As I mentioned, you know, he's really had become a very, very reliable receiver, which after his adjustment from running back to wide receiver this year, you wouldn't have thought that, but indeed perhaps one of their most reliable.
Stanford takes the timeout. We invite you to go to NBCSports.com immediately following the telecast for the Vonage post-game report. Catch the live press conferences of Charlie Weis and of Jim Harbaugh, plus interviews, analysis, and full game highlights. The Vonage post-game reports. That's at NBCSports.com. At one point, it looked like the Irish were going to just pull away and win comfortably. For the second straight game, they have not turned the ball over, and Jimmy Clausen's had a career high in attempts and passing yards, which is over 300.
Yeah, 343, and defensively, 3 sacks, 3 interceptions.
And yet, it's just a 7-point game.
Yeah. Well, you know, give Jim Harbaugh's team some credit. I mean, this is the team with that doesn't quit. You don't necessarily have a lot of guys that are going to score quickly, but they can really grind it out. A very determined team. They're much like Jim was when he played, right? He was just tough football player. Not a quarterback. He was a tough football player.
Cardinals outscored Notre Dame 14-0 here in the fourth quarter. 3:43 left as the Irish face a 3rd and 11. Clausen swings it out to Hughes. Got away once, but not twice, and goes out of bounds.
3-man rush. They got a pretty good rush on Jimmy Clausen with just a 3-man rush.
There's a Stanford player who lost his helmet in the fracas.
There goes Clinton Snyder, number 20.
So Stanford takes its final timeout with 3:34.
Watch 3 down linemen. But a really good rush off the corner by Tom Kaiser.
And that was Snyder that sort of did the header who was injured.
You're right. 3 guys rushing. You got 8 covering, right?
It's kind of helmet to helmet on Snyder. Look at this. He's squirming over there. And for an update on the previously injured Mike Turkovich, here's Alex.
Hey, Tom, well, things don't look great for Mike Turkovich. No official word on what the injury is, but he has his right knee propped up on the bench, and the trainers were looking at it. He's had his head in his hands for the last couple of minutes, looking very, very emotional and upset, Tom.
All right, Alex, not good news for Charlie Weis. His senior left tackle shaken up.
You remember Eric Olson, the left guard, was shaken up and came back. Nice to see Clinton Snyder back up on his feet.
On his feet, right. And now Moss to punt for the 5th time today. And Baldwin is deep. Nice one from Moss. Nice one. And somehow Baldwin fielded it at the 2-yard line. That was a big mistake. He had to let it go into the end zone for the touchback.
Absolutely.
Instead, he fields it, and D.Bruton is there to take him down.
Just an absolute mental error that time by Baldwin. Nice punt again by Moss. Kevin Brooks, another good snap by him. But, you know, you never catch these inside the 5-yard line, right, Tommy? You're taught that from the very beginning. And D.Bruton, the outstanding special teamer, they play their gunner position, is there to make the tackle. Heck of a special teams play by the Irish. No timeouts remaining for Stanford.
3:23 in their own 3-yard line. Pritchard's pass is caught. Fleener.
That's a good play.
Kobe Fleener, the tight end, his first catch of the day. K.McCarthy stopped him.
We've seen 3 different tight ends catch balls. Gunder, Fleener, and Dre. Dre caught a touchdown, but that's a big first down play to get you out of literally the shadows of your own end zone.
But Pritchard started 8 of 17, but he's hit 7 in a row now. Another short one, this one to Whalen. He'll duck out of bounds across the 20-yard line with McNeil in hot pursuit.
Whalen's had another good game. 6 catches for Whalen, 73 yards.
That's 20 on the season, tops for the Cardinal. Pritchard is sacked. Pat
Well, he said last night at the pep rally he was going to have a big game, and indeed he's tipped the ball, he's had a sack, and he's had an interception. Watch P.Kuntz right there, number 96, just fighting through the block of Burt McBride.
4th sack of the day for the Irish. Pritchard pumps once, hangs it up for Whalen.
Oh my goodness.
Out of bounds, no catch.
Right close to Charlie. Charlie has 2 personal protectors down there protecting that knee of his.
The strength coaches, Ruben Mendoza and Rick Perry. That could have been interference. Didn't you think McNeil pushed him with the ball in the air?
Absolutely. Well, it's 4th down with 2:24. Going there.
Play clock under 10. Late getting a sub out onto the field.
We've got no timeouts remaining. We've got to get this thing snapped.
1.
Nope, didn't get it snapped. And he may be lucky he didn't.
Delay a game.
Don't you think you need to punt it away and play some defense here? I know there's 2:25 left, but
delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
And that's going to be 4th and 15. Well, they said Tavita Pritchard plays well in big games, and this is a big game, and this is a big down. 4th and 15 to keep his team in the ball game.
And from his own 10-yard line. Pritchard underneath. Whalen can't get the first down yardage. He'll be about 5 or 6 yards short. Harrison Smith covered him, and the ball goes over to Notre Dame.
4th and 15, you just can't throw a 7-yard route. You just can't do it. I know it's a tough down and distance, but he had real loose coverage. They were going to keep everything in front of them and make the stop, which indeed you see though, how 5 blue jerseys in real soft coverage. There's I told you about the haircut of P.Kuntz.
So the Irish will take over at the 19-yard line. 2 minutes, 18 seconds.
All they need to do is hold on to the football.
Aldrich and Schwab in the backfield. James Aldridge. Aldridge powers it down to about the 13-yard line. As we reach the 2-minute mark. Cardinal with no timeouts.
I'll tell you, one guy, number 20 for the Cardinal, Clinton Snyder, if they're going to force a fumble, that's the guy to do it. He's forced 10 fumbles in his career, 3 this year. And if he gets in a play, he'll be trying to strip the ball, believe me.
Aldridge again. Just short of the 10-yard line. Sean Weiser and Clinton Snyder on the tackle for Stanford. Approaching 1 minute.
Still 23 seconds left on the play clock. One of those subtle things that a seasoned quarterback does, use as much of the clock as you can.
He's up at the line now with 10 seconds on the play clock. Aldridge. Let's see where they spot his forward progress. Very close to the first down. Looks like he might have it. And they're going to measure. Charlie Weiss saying, was that a 40-second clock? Here's the measurement. Another close one. And just short. So 4th down. Kick the field goal with a field goal kicker that's already missed 2. Or do you go for it on 4th down?
I think you sneak it with J.Clausen. Yeah, see, they're talking about, hey, go on 3. They're going to jump off sides. John Latina, the offensive line coach, was saying to Clausen, if you go on 3, you can jump, you can force them off sides. Yeah. Which means they're probably going on 1 or 2 most of this game.
Charlie Weiss with instructions for his sophomore quarterback, J.Clausen. 4th down and a couple of inches. And the clock at 28, 7, 6, 25 and counting. And whistles stop play. As Notre Dame let the clock run down and called timeout with 13 seconds. And it's time now for our sprint play of the game.
Yeah, well, this young Irish team, a sophomore quarterback to a freshman tight end, K.Rudolph, 5 catches, 70 yards.
Our sprint play of the game. So the Irish, 4th down and inches. Only a few seconds left. We'll go for it. And of course, not only has your field goal kicker struggled, but you risk a block and a return, a scoop and score.
Yep.
So the high percentage play here to go for the 1st down and end the game.
Well, the Irish did a lot of things well, but coaches are never satisfied, right? I mean, Charlie will look at his team and say we gave up 161 yards rushing and we weren't real good on 3rd downs, and always worried about improving for the next game. But if they can hang on here, he said he wanted to start fast for the first 5 at home, and he will have won those if indeed they hang on here.
Clausen's going to hand it off, and Aldridge. Stanford said he fumbled and they recovered. Clock stops with 8 seconds. Still waiting for that signal from the officials. Stanford's ball.
Stanford's ball. Well, where's the Stanford band?
Yeah,
we need
sorry.
it, right?
I was thinking the same thing.
They need a Stanford band to help them here. And it's, as we said before, it's hard to get away with the Hail Mary at Notre Dame. But, you know, it'd be interesting to see what Jim, you have plays for these kind of situations, the old hook and ladder, and it's going to take something unusual. Got 2 quarterbacks in the game I see right now.
A double pass could be coming up here.
Lucas, number 15, over on the right, is a quarterback.
Here's Pritchard across the middle, and then they hand it off. Kimball hands it off to Baldwin. He's trying to pitch it back. Nothing doing. Picked up by Kuntz, and that's poetic justice, isn't it? Sergio Brown hit him, knocked it loose, and Pat Kuntz recovers it. A little scrimmage there at the middle of the field on the last play, and now cooler heads prevail. You don't expect to see these 2 institutions mixing it up like this, uncharacteristic.
And 2 great academic and athletic institutions. And Jim Harbaugh trying to get his guys back.
And Stanford was able to hang in there and score a couple of 4th quarter touchdowns when it looked like they're out of the game. And Notre Dame holds on to win it. Now the Irish must prove next week that they can go on the road and win as they travel to Chapel Hill to take on North Carolina. We'll be back for the Vonage post-game report in 30 seconds as Notre Dame beats Stanford 28-21.
The phone company has an important message for its customers. Don't listen.
Right there, but you know, it was Stanford had a great comeback, and it came right down to the end of the game where we had a chance to put them away and we didn't. But you know, both teams were pretty emotional. I'm glad we got off the field and everyone's okay.
What's your overall takeaway from this win?
Well, I think that we still have more plays. 60 minutes. You know, we played a really solid first half and let them
buzz and excitement off